say to you, now let us continue this transmission by saying that now that you have had the time for some contemplation, now that you have had the time to dig deep, now that you have had some time to find those definitions, those ideas within yourself that you know somewhere within you have not been working, allow yourself now, if you wish, to bring them forward into the light so that you can allow the shadows to be dispelled and allow for deeper understanding through these interactions so that you may allow yourselves to tap into those senses you already possess that will give you a much more precise and clear insight into the nature of the structure of existence so that you can use that observation in all circumstances and situations that may arise in your life, no matter where, no matter when, no matter how, no matter with whom they may occur. And in applying that sight, in taking that moment of pause, in stepping back and not automatically reacting, but realizing that you have an opportunity to apply a new definition, a new meaning, a new label to every circumstance and every situation. We give you the opportunity now to practice this idea in conversations with us. Bring forth those things that have importance to you and share your question.
Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here and thank you for offering your wonderful Phoenix meditation. I really enjoyed it, and I especially liked the combination of light and darkness that you mentioned.
All right. Thank you for facing the idea of polarity. For please, all of you, understand that as you expand your consciousness, you may not necessarily experience the negative side, but you will become more aware of it. Because all that is all light and all dark. And as you expand your consciousness, you become more aware of both, not less.
Exactly. And I'm trying to, I see the darkness and I see a lot of light at the same time.
Yes.
And I'm wondering how we can use the darkness to bring forth more light or to shine brighter.
It is very simple.
Okay.
And it is to some degree what we have said in the sense that you know that the only way that the light can shine brightest is if it is surrounded by darkness. So another way to look at that in what you might call more down-to-earth pragmatic terms is that many times, many people on your planet, because of the way you've been brought up, because of the belief systems you've been taught, will find that it might actually be easier to find out what it is you are by first finding out what it is you are not. So you may go down many paths that will ultimately allow you to perceive that that vibration, that idea, that situation is not compatible with the vibration of your preference. And if you use it in a positive way by recognizing that it has given you one more way, by finding what you're not, it has given you one more way to find more clearly, more quickly what you are, then you'll be using the dark in the most positive way you can to reinforce the light within you. Does that make sense?
It does. I guess I would like to maybe have like a practice or a
Then
process.
What's your imagination for? That's what your imagination is for.
Just
is to
visualize.
invent the practice that works for you. I will repeat this one more time. Are you paying attention?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you really sure?
Yes.
All right. Repeat after me. All tools.
All tools.
All rituals.
All rituals.
All techniques.
All techniques.
Are permission slips.
Are permission slips.
My imagination.
My imagination.
Is the conduit of communication.
Is the conduit of communication.
From my higher self to my physical mind.
From my higher self to my physical mind.
Whatever it is my imagination creates for me.
Whatever it is my imagination creates for me.
Is the permission slip that works best for me right now.
Is the permission slip that works best for me right now.
Because my imagination is precisely tuned to my signature vibration.
Because my imagination is precisely tuned to my signature vibration.
Does that help?
It does. It does. And I've done this before, but I feel like it took me too long. It took me about 2 years.
One moment. Stop right there. Define too long.
2 years.
That's no time at all. Now, have you heard us talk about the threshold of believability test?
No.
Here's how it works. And again, remember, this is just a permission slip, but it is one based on the collective consciousness of your world, and so can work for most of you.
Okay.
If you wish to accelerate things, all you need to do is ask yourself, how long do I really believe with my current belief system? How long do I truly believe without a moment's hesitation that it will take me to achieve this thing, to be this thing, to experience this thing? Start with a number that's way beyond what you know is more than enough time. So in other words, if you wish to manifest an idea, if you wish to be a certain state, you go, do I believe with my present belief system that 10 years is more than enough time? Yes, no problem. 10 years, that's a lot of time. I can easily do it before that. Do I believe that 8 years is enough time? Oh, more than enough time. Absolutely. 8 years, way too long. Don't need anywhere near that much time. Do I believe 5 years? Yes, no problem. Do I believe 3 years? Well, as soon as you hesitate to answer yes, that's how long it will take with your present belief system. Now, what you then need to ask is, what would I have to believe is true about my relationship to this situation that it would take that kind of time? When you find out what that belief is that may be making it take that kind of time, and you deal with it, you integrate it, you let it go, then take the test again. You should, on the second time, pass through the former threshold. Do I believe 3 years is more than enough time with my new belief system, having let that go? Do I believe now that 3 years is more than enough time? Yes, no problem. What about 2 years? Yes. With my new belief, no problem. What about 1 year? Again, as soon as you hesitate to answer yes, as soon as you truly, honestly feel that it's not possible, that's how long it will take with your current belief system. Keep finding out what the beliefs are, keep clearing them out. That would make it take that long. Now, when you've cleared them all out, the amount of time that must remain is the amount of time it needs to take, because you still are experiencing a physical space-time reality, and there are reasons why things can take a certain amount of time, because you need to experience a certain process in order to appreciate the result of that process, or you are waiting for someone else to catch up to you because you don't want to go on ahead of them and leave them behind, or any other number of reasons why you may choose that a certain amount of time is the appropriate amount of time for a certain thing to take before it manifests. Now, at the same time, whatever amount of time it does take, let that be all right. The paradox in this situation, and the point of power being in paradox in this situation, is the sooner you allow whatever time it takes to be all right, the faster you will accelerate. It's only when you invalidate whatever your process has been that you actually add more time. Do you understand?
Yes, that makes sense. Yes.
The idea is that many of you are impatient to be somewhere other than where you are. And that's exactly what makes you take so long, because you really don't need to be impatient. The only reason you are impatient is because you think you need to be patient, because you're not enjoying where you are right now. But the sooner you allow yourself to let where you are right now be exactly what it needs to be, the sooner you validate the present, then you enjoy the present. And if you're enjoying the present, you don't need to be, you don't want to be, you don't desire to be anywhere else, because nowhere else is any better. It's just different. And as soon as you stop needing to be somewhere other than now, you will find your life accelerating. But it's not because you will then be somewhere else. It's because something else will then come through you, through the present. Things can't find you if you're not home. The only place you exist is in the present. So the more you focus on where I'd like to be in the future, where I was in the past, the less you are in the now, the less likely it is that things that need to find you will find you, and the slower things will take. Is all of this making sense?
It does, yes.
This is just physics. That's all it is.
Right.
Does that make sense and help you?
It does, it does.
Does that answer your question?
It does, absolutely. Just a quick follow-up.
Yes.
In order to clear a belief, would you say it's enough to identify it and mentally say to yourself, I let go of it, or is there anything further than that?
It is more automatic than that. Because any belief that is truly out of alignment with your true self, as soon as you consciously identify it, it will be obvious that it doesn't belong to you. It will seem illogical, nonsensical. You will recognize that it must have come from someone else, your parents, your friends, your society. As soon as you actually identify, consciously identify a belief that is not in alignment with your true self, it will appear nonsensical and illogical. And as soon as it feels nonsensical and illogical, you'll just let it go.
Perfect.
Make
Thank
sense?
You. Yes. Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
Good day to you, and thank you for the wisdom that
Speak
you
up,
bring
speak
to
up, speak up.
Thank you for the wisdom that you bring to us.
I am only reflecting what you already know.
Actually, I came here because I thought you would have some answers for me, and I got all my answers, so.
How synchronous of you. Thank you for allowing us to be the mirror to show you what it was that existed within you.
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Hello, Tadea.
And to you, Nania, good day.
I have a question from one of our Ustream watchers.
All right.
And that question is, how does free will work when all universes currently exist in parallel?
Thank you. Everything already exists. And when you choose to have a physical incarnation, your spirit creates a theme of exploration, which you could, in a sense, liken to the concept of destiny. But free will is the experience itself, how you choose to have the experience of what already exists, from what perspective, from what point of view you choose to experience that which already exists. So the idea is that even though the framework, even though the structure already exists, and in that sense doesn't change, the perspective of the structure is what changes, and your choice of perspective is what you call free will. So even though you may create a destiny, in a sense, or a structure that says, here's the hallway you will walk down, and you will not walk down any other hall, how you walk down the hall is up to your free will. You can run, you can jump upside down, sideways, backwards, forwards, being blue, being red, left, right. The idea is to experience the hallway, experience the structure from every possible point of view, and that's where your free will comes in. Because what you're creating is an experience. You're not creating the thing. The thing already exists. The structure exists. But you use the structure to create a unique perspective, a unique experience that all that is then gets to experience of itself from your point of view, your unique free will point of view. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so interesting that you can practice this on a moment-by-moment daily basis, which is that every single thing that you experience in your reality, you have that option over and over and over to choose what perspective you're going to have of the things that you're interacting with.
Yes, it is entirely holographic.
And then, of course, by having those different perspectives, that then has the effect of seeing, of experiencing, or that has the effect of how you experience the reality that you're choosing.
Yes, but let's take that understanding a little deeper and a step farther.
Okay.
Because the idea is that when the question is asked, well, if everything already exists, there is an implication in there that there's actually some solid structure outside of you, and there isn't. Because the idea is that the only thing that's actually real is your experience, which means your perspective of the structure actually creates the structure. The structure doesn't exist without you. You don't exist without the structure. But the structure is not a solid thing. When they talk about the idea of all the multiverses, they don't exist outside you. They exist within your consciousness. So we're not talking about a structure that is actually physically outside you. That's an illusion. So your free will, in a sense, is simply, how do you wish to experience, from what perspective do you wish to experience another aspect of your own consciousness within itself? And then you're simply projecting that idea to make it seem as if the structure exists outside of you, so you can have a unique experience you call living in physical reality. But it's all taking place within your consciousness. So it's not like that structure actually physically exists outside.
So, for example, starting from, say, point A, you see something in your reality, you have a certain interpretation of it. But technically, since there's no cause and effect, the only thing that's happening is that you're having an experience of what you're seeing based on the meaning that you've given to it.
Yes.
Now, how does that lead to the next experience that you have that appears to be connected in a causal way?
Because you're creating the illusion of continuity based on the agreement you have of what game you're playing. In some realities, there's no illusion of continuity at all. The experiences jump from one thing to another without any apparent connection whatsoever in any concept of space and time. But you have agreed to this idea called the continuity game, where you use one reflection, you use one creative experience to build upon. You create the idea of experiencing the mechanism of creation, that one thing gives birth to another, gives rise to another. You create that illusion of continuity when in fact all those things exist all at once. But you have decided to experience them linearly.
So if you wanted to, say, learn a lesson, or it's something that your higher mind is guiding you to learn a certain idea, then it would actually be presented to you in a sense as a consequence of the choice that you're making of how you're interpreting it.
Because your desire is to learn a lesson. Whereas on another reality, you would simply just know the information. But you want to experience the learning of it. The learning itself is the experience. The process itself is the experience. The journey itself is the destination, not where it leads you.
So it just sounds like there's so many fun things to experience here, and you can have these ideas of learning and transformation and all of these experiences simply based on moment by moment deciding what meaning you want to give to the things that you're observing.
Yes, and at first, even creating the idea that there is such a thing as moment by moment, when in fact it's all the same moment from a different point of view.
Right.
Thank you.
Absolutely fascinating. Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Ego negotiation
Ego negotiation
has been a problem.
has been a what?
A challenge.
Thank you. For challenges can be positive, yes?
Yes, they can.
All right, are you allowing this challenge to be positive, or are you creating it to be a problem?
I'm probably creating it to be a problem.
Probably so, since that's what came up. And in what way are you choosing to create the idea of ego negotiation to be a problem instead of something that's fun and challenging?
I don't really know.
Sure you do.
Maybe you can enlighten me.
Well, what are you getting out of having a difficult time with it? What do you think you're doing when you negotiate with your ego?
Well,
what are you telling your ego?
I've tried to use. Well,
you have what?
I am I am using what you have.
Speak up. Speak up.
I'm using what you have stated in other presentations.
Yes.
That I should be talking to my higher self and trying to get.
You keep trying to do a lot of things, and therefore that might be part of your problem. You just need to communicate with the ego and let the ego know that in blending yourself and integrating yourself, you're not going to leave the ego out. It will be fulfilled. You need to reassure the ego that it has its place, that you love it, that it's valid, that you're not doing anything to attempt to get rid of it. You're simply actually removing a burden from its shoulders and allowing it to relax and allowing it to enjoy its existence, enjoy its purpose, enjoy its job of allowing you to be focused in a physical reality and having an experience. You need to be talking with the ego and let it know that just because you're also communicating with the higher mind, that the higher mind knows that the ego has a place and it won't be left out, so it doesn't have to pout.
Okay.
Make sense?
It
Is
makes-
that a little bit different than the way you've been going about it?
I believe it is, yes.
Then I would suggest you go about it the way we just suggested, because that's actually what we suggested to begin with.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Also, Bashar,
Yes.
a couple of, speaking of seeds,
Yes.
a couple of my younger seeds are actually here today with
Oh,
me.
all right. Hello, younger seeds.
They are being challenged by the whole belief of channeling and
So they don't have to believe it. However, it just depends on what definition they have of it. Channeling is a natural state that all of you do. Anytime you do something you love to do, and you don't notice the passage of time at all, singing a song, making a painting, reading a book, anything you are immersed in that is your passion puts you in the channeling state. What you do with it is up to you, but it's a natural, altered state of consciousness. That's all it is. But you can discover that you can connect to other levels of your own consciousness or telepathically to other consciousnesses if you wish to use it that way. But you don't have to. You don't have to believe anything about what people say about it to get something out of it. This is why we say you don't have to believe in us. You don't have to believe we exist at all. The most important thing is, does the information work for you when you apply it in your life? Does it allow you to experience the changes that you prefer to make? That's the bottom line, and that's the only thing that's important here, is it simply gives you the ability, and you all have the ability, to get into an altered state where you have a higher point of view, you're making more connections, you're making more associations, you're seeing the bigger picture instead of being so myopic. You're looking from the mountaintop instead of down from the valley. And you can see more clearly the ideas of how everything interconnects, how everything works. Channeling is a natural altered state. You all have the ability to connect to source and download whatever information you need because everything exists here and now. That's all channeling is. You don't need to make a big mystery of it. It doesn't have to be some sort of gigantic spiritual or occult idea. It's a very natural, organic process, and that's all there is to it. And it doesn't matter what you believe as long as you're true to yourself. Make sense?
Yes.
Does that help?
I hope so.
You what?
I believe so.
It will do what it needs to do. There is no need to change anyone's mind about anything. Remember that if you feel a need to force a belief on anyone, you don't believe in the power of that belief yourself. Understand?
Understood.
Because whatever is true and whatever is natural, everyone will encounter it at some point and they'll integrate it in their own way. But no one person is privy to what the best way is for anyone else. What we are providing here is simply one opportunity, one doorway, one idea, one perspective. It doesn't have to be anyone else's. We just know what works for us, and we know that if you choose to apply it, it will work for you. But we are not telling you how, in any way, shape, or form, you should choose what works for you. All right?
Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'm trying to come up with a question here because you're so good at answering a lot of the questions that
Well, you
I've
don't
had.
have to have a question. You can make a statement if you wish.
Well,
The secret to a lot of these conversations is that in many cases, we're actually able to give you more information if you make a statement than if you ask a question.
Okay. I think a theme that's run through my life is my relationship with my father. And,
Yes.
it seems to have gotten better over time. He's 73 years old now.
All right. It seems to have gotten better or it has improved.
It has gotten better.
Thank you.
And actually, my relationship with my father's gotten much better.
All right.
My brother seems to still have an issue with him, but
All right.
it's a theme that I've had. And
Yes.
I'm just wondering, are certain people put in your lives to give you those challenges in
You
your
know
life?
the answer to that.
Oh, I do.
It's obvious, isn't it?
Very.
It's all by orchestration. There are no accidents.
Okay. And then those challenges are presented to you to work
To
against
learn
them,
to
overcome
become
them?
more of yourself by facing those challenges in the most positive way you possibly can. Learn from them, grow from them, become who you are.
Okay.
Because even if another person doesn't know they're doing that for you, you can still get that effect out of the circumstance, out of the relationship. And you can be a reflection to them to allow them the opportunity to learn what they need to learn to become more of themselves, but they don't have to choose to be.
And by working on yourself, I get the point where you say you just have to change yourself.
Yes.
If you're looking to improve your relationship with your father or something of that effect, the only thing you can do is change your perspective from
Improve
your
the
point of view.
relationship with yourself.
So it's
Because you
always
see, if you
inward.
improve the relationship with yourself, it doesn't really matter what anyone else chooses. Because you will only experience a positive effect from any relationship you have. Even if the other people in the relationship choose to continue to experience negativity, it won't affect you because you simply don't agree to be affected in that way.
And that seems to what happened over time is
Yes.
I've made that decision to be positive no matter what. I mean, we can,
Yes.
my dad and I can be tiling a floor and he can tell me how to move it, do it this way. And I've basically been able to kind of deflect that like a water off a duck's back.
All right.
It no longer affects
Then
me.
again, the more you allow yourself to be the vibration of who you prefer to be, the more you will shift into a reality, possibly, where another version of him will be more reflective of the energy within you. Yes? In other words, the fact that you said things have improved is another way of saying I've shifted to a series of parallel realities where the version of my father in those realities is more compatible with the vibration I've changed within myself. That's what you're actually saying. The father that you were talking about that you began with is no longer the father you're actually interacting with. It's literally a new person, just as you are. Many people on your planet think that when we talk about the idea that you are shifting realities and you become a new person, they think we're talking metaphorically. We're not. It's literal. You are a different person. You're interacting with different people. Literally. Another parallel reality version of them is interacting with another parallel reality version of you.
So the fact that I've changed has changed him.
No. It hasn't changed him. It's brought you into a reality with another version of him that's already more compatible with the vibrational change you made within you. The old him is still in that old world, still in that old earth, that parallel earth you no longer reside in as this you. The other you may still be there, but you're not that you anymore. And he is not that him. You are this you and he is that him. Does this make sense in your language? Do you understand that there are already an infinite number of parallel earths that coexist all simultaneously, and that on each earth there is a slightly different variation, another version of you?
Yes.
You understand that?
I'm trying to understand that, yes.
All right, well, let it sink in.
It's sinking in, yeah.
And on those worlds, in many cases, are alternate versions of those other people that you interact with as well.
Okay.
But that person on that world is not the same person that was on the world you were a part of a moment ago. So he hasn't changed. You've changed, and you've shifted your consciousness to look through the eyes of another body, another version of you, on another planet, another earth, with another version of your father on that planet that's more compatible, more in alignment vibrationally. You get that?
Okay.
Yes?
So as I improve or create better versions of myself,
Yes.
I'm interacting with different versions of others.
All of them, yes.
And
And those that do not choose to match that vibration will disappear from your life. They will simply not have a counterpart on that world.
okay, so they are also shifting at the same time.
Everyone is shifting billions of times per second. The only reason you perceive what appears to be the relatively the same people from moment to moment is because you're all agreeing to shift into similar realities simultaneously.
Okay, so it's like a dance of sorts.
It is exactly that.
Okay.
And an orchestration. There are no accidents.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes, I got one more question.
Yes.
This is more off topic.
Speak up, speak up.
Okay. There's been a lot of incidents around the United States and the world where there's been a lot of boom noises or
Yes.
earthquakes, minor earthquakes, and
Yes.
I was wondering if you had a comment on that.
We're talking to someone else for a moment. Hold on. I will be allowed to put it in this terminology. Those noises are a wake-up call. All right?
Okay. Does not have to do with any gas drilling or anything like that.
No. Wake up.
It's a wake-up call.
It's a wake-up call. Yes?
By who's creating the wake-up call?
All of you. And the earth.
Our consciousness
Yes. Collectively.
is creating these noises
Yes. And the earth.
Okay.
Through the earth.
through the earth.
To wake up.
Okay.
Yes?
I can accept that.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You know how best to wake up?
No. How?
Live your dreams. Don't just dream about living. Live your dreams and you'll wake up. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Bashar.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Um,
Speak up, speak up.
I'll try to. First of all, I'm very grateful for all the help that I felt I received from you.
All right, we thank you for helping yourself as well.
Actually, yes, that's what I wanted to acknowledge, the synchronicity of many things in my life.
Yes.
And actually, all I've seen, it makes sense what you are saying.
All right.
As long as I experience in my life, and I'm trying, to...
You are what?
Well, I'm passing the message around.
All right.
And I say I'm trying because people might not be so receptive.
So what?
Well, exactly. So what?
Remember, that's one of the most powerful mantras you can have. So what?
You know what? I'm using it.
Thank you.
A lot.
Thank you. Many of you just need to lighten up a little bit on these ideas of what you think other people need to know.
Probably. So it's time for me to lighten up and to learn.
Yes.
And one synchronicity, speaking of phoenix and of seeds, I was just able to burn some seeds and free myself right before coming. So
All right.
I came a bit lighter.
Yes, thank you.
And actually, I've always felt of myself being a phoenix in a way.
Yes.
So maybe now I'm awakening to that
Maybe,
reality.
maybe.
Oh, yes, actually, I'm sure.
Thank you.
That's a declaration, a statement.
Yes.
What I wanted to talk about, it's my country of origin. I was born in Romania. I
right.
guess you don't have a problem seeing that on the map.
I don't have any problems at all.
Of course. And people are, there are lots of people, very spiritual, I would say, and doing a lot to waken up.
Yes.
And they are talking more and more lately about gates, about sacred vortex in some places in Romania, especially in the mountains.
Yes.
And I wanted to learn more about that.
Then go learn more about it.
Well, I wanted to have your opinion, and I wanted also to know what is the connection to me in the sense that I was born there, then I came here. Probably there's something.
You're gathering information on your path, wherever it is that the information is most readily available. But there are gates everywhere. There are vortices and portals everywhere. You will attract yourself to whatever works for you. But if you find something of interest, then let free your curiosity and go explore.
Right. What about them?
What about them?
What is the message that you transmit, let's say, regarding these sacred vortexes? How could
They
that
are
help
dimensional
them to wake
gateways. They are dimensional gateways. They touch in, they overlap, they connect to a multitude of dimensional frequencies. Thus then, they are good places to amplify and magnify your ability to get in touch with whatever other dimensional consciousness or level of awareness you are so excited to get in touch with.
Right. Makes sense.
It's an overlap of a multitude of dimensions in those places.
Okay.
This is a natural phenomenon that exists on every world.
All right.
There are
so-
gateways and portals that connect like a net, like a network to many other realities.
So the fact that they are interested, and especially they are interested about that now, it means it's time for them to explore more.
Yes. As soon as your curiosity rises, follow it. There's a reason for the timing. Remember, it's not about time, it's about timing.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Does that help you?
It does.
Thank you.
And one more thing.
Yes.
It's about some dreams I had.
Did you say drink?
Dreams, I'm
Dreams,
sorry.
all
My
right.
accent is still Romanian. Dreams, but drinks are good too.
Yes, all right.
Dreams about some other extraterrestrial forms, and especially lights.
Yes.
And they were giving me energy.
All
So
right.
that
Sounds
was
like
so
fun.
Very fun.
All
and I
right.
was so grateful.
So what do I need to say about that?
Well, do I need to put a name to that, or
Well, if you want to, go
ahead.
ahead. But no, you don't need to.
I don't need to.
If you need a name, one will be given. If you don't get a name, you probably don't need one.
So
Let
was
these
it-
things be obvious. Stop making mysteries out of the obvious.
All right.
Just keep moving.
Okay.
Remember, you've made all your agreements. You've made all your appointments. The only way you'll miss an appointment is if you spend time worrying that you'll miss the appointment. If you just keep moving, you can't miss any appointments.
This is a very strong lesson you are giving me.
Yes.
Thank you.
You need to trust your life. Trust how it unfolds. Trust the synchronicity. Trust the timing. You already know what you're doing. You just need to believe you are.
Okay, that burns that seeds completely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much. Sometimes it helps for you to become phoenixes, which are birds, to rattle your cages a bit, so that you will realize the door has never been locked, and so that you can fly free from the cages you impose upon yourselves.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I recently had.
Speak up, speak up.
I recently was involved in the cetacean transformation workshop.
All right. Fun, yes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes?
The dolphins and the whales
Yes.
are connected with Sirius.
They are connected to Sirius energy. It doesn't mean it's the only one, but they are primarily connected to Sirius energy and bring that vibration through to aid and assist in the connection and communication for you as well and all forms of life on your planet to aid and assist in that contact. Yes.
All right. I had an interesting synchronicity that brought me to you.
All right. Well, most synchronicities are interesting, but go ahead.
After a couple of weeks of studying UFO-related material,
Yes.
I sat down with a fortune cookie,
All right.
and I asked a specific question before I opened the fortune cookie.
And your question was?
Whether or not this fortune cookie could tell me something about extraterrestrials or my role in it.
All right.
And the fortune cookie read an alien of some sort would be appearing to me shortly.
And there you go. Permission slips come in many forms.
Well, that certainly was an interesting one.
Thank you for creating such a marvelous synchronicity and allowing us to be a part of that.
So how are the hybrid children doing in their
They're doing just fine, thank you.
study of humans 101?
They are studying well. They are acclimating very well.
Are they going to humans 201?
They are in 301.
Not 301. my unconditional love to each of them.
Our unconditional love to you as well.
Are any of them my children?
There is some genetic material involved, but not necessarily enough that you would consider them, in a sense, your children.
All right.
But you are present among them to some degree genetically.
Maybe I could borrow one from time to time.
We shall see.
Well, the biggest thing that I learned about the dolphins was to, by looking within the oceans and the inner space and looking within ourselves, will we be more capable of exploring the other vast sea of outer space?
Of course. Thank you for your realization.
I thank you.
Our unconditional love to you. Good day.
Shivai.
Shivai.
Tadeo, we have another question from one of our viewers.
All right.
And this question has to do with animal consciousness.
Animal consciousness.
And the question is essentially, are animals like humans in the sense that their consciousness continues to exist beyond the time that they are here on this planet? And then do they reincarnate as humans, or what is their trajectory in the whole scheme of things?
Yes, they exist beyond the physical, as anything does, because physical is the temporary manifestation. They do not reincarnate as humans per se. The idea, of course, again, is that everything exists simultaneously. So even the term reincarnation is misleading. Whatever is a thing is that thing. There can be interconnections. There can be energetic linkages. There can be experiential continuity connections that can make different levels of consciousness seem to evolve from one to another. But everything that exists already as its unique expression of creation. And in that sense, the idea of a linear incarnation or an evolution through incarnation to some degree is an illusion. It doesn't work that way mechanically, but you can create the experience as if it does. So what you call animal consciousness, that facet of the multidimensional crystal that expresses itself that way, can certainly create an experience for itself that makes it seem as if it's having a human incarnation, but it doesn't exactly happen that way in the way that you might think it physically.
So they are really distinctly different than human consciousness.
The very definition of human consciousness, the very definition animal consciousness creates the difference. Of course, everything comes from source, and on the highest level in the one, there is no differentiation at all. There is no between this and that. There is no this and that. In the one, there's no differentiation, but there's also no awareness of self. The one must split into the all that is before it can have those differentiation reflections. And when it splits, in a sense, when it experiences itself as more than the one, as reflective, when it knows itself, when it becomes aware of itself, that instantaneously creates multitudinous facets of all the ways it can express itself in order to represent it as all that is. And each facet is unique, and each facet needs to be there. One thing cannot become another, or you lose that facet. That facet is needed for all that is to be all that is. But it can have interconnections. It can create experiences that may make it seem as if it's doing that, but that doesn't change the fact that that experience is being had by that unique facet, which is always that unique facet. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I know that for the longest time on this planet, the perception has always been that humans were, in a sense, put here to dominate or control animals, or that's the relationship that has evolved with nature.
Yes, but that's actually not a relationship with nature. That's a relationship with normalization. If you had a true relationship with nature, you would all interact with the animals in a much more egalitarian way. And in many cases, even though many humans think that they're smarter than animals, many humans have a long way to go to reach the level of intelligence expressed by the animal kingdom.
Yeah, because
You must remember that just because an animal consciousness may use all of its intelligence in a focused way doesn't mean it's less intelligent just because it doesn't think like a human. It's just that its intelligence is focused in a very pure direction. You follow?
yes, and the fact that many animals express levels of unconditional love that
Yes.
are perhaps beyond.
Yes. It's also been a misunderstanding that just because different brain sizes exist, it means that, again, they don't have certain capacities. But you must understand they simply don't need certain things. And it doesn't matter if a brain is smaller than yours, because if all their intelligence is focused in a certain way, they don't necessarily need the rest of the brain because they're not interested in processing in the way that you do.
And I noticed that on your planet, you don't have pets, right?
No, we have relationships and interactions with the animals that exist in our world in a symbiotic way.
And is
They
that,
may come and go. Some of them, as you say in your language, may choose to hang around with us, but that doesn't make them our pets, so to speak. It just makes them another relationship. It just makes them our friends. It just makes them our family.
and is that a probable direction that will go on here on Earth?
There is a high degree of probability that you will eventually express that kind of relationship with the animals on your planet, yes.
And experience a more symbiotic existence with animals?
You are
and-
already seeing more symbiosis. You have many, many examples now in your video recordings of animals that you are, shall we say, previously assumed to be enemies that are now interacting with each other as friends. You see this now all the time in many of your recordings. Species that you would think would never associate are associating with each other, which gives you an indication that this is probable and already changing.
So it's really the changes in our predatory nature that then bring about
Yes.
a more symbiotic experience of
Yes,
animals.
if you want to say in any way, shape, or form, quote unquote, that humanity dominates the animal kingdom, well, the idea really is more of an expression that they simply take their cue from you because you're running a certain program, you're running a certain theme, and they're more than happy to reflect to you the things that are paramount or dominant in the themes you're exploring. And if one of the themes that you've explored is your predatory nature or being predatory, they are happy to reflect that back to you. But as soon as you become more symbiotic, so do they. Because you see, they don't have the same agendas.
Thank you, Tadeo. That's wonderful.
You are welcome, Nania.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you for this
Speak
opportunity.
up, speak up, speak up.
Thank you for this opportunity. Without getting too dark, I have experienced a lot of emotional pain and
All right.
suicidal feelings in my
How
life.
exciting.
Quite a rubber band.
Yes,
Yes.
you do remember what we've said about pain.
Please elaborate.
All pain is resistance to the natural self. The longer you resist the true natural you, the more pain you will suffer. And in suffering that much pain, when you reach a certain point, to many humans, it seems the only way to truly get back to their natural self is to lose the body altogether. But if you understand that the only reason the pain exists is because you have belief systems that make you choose to resist your natural self, then perhaps what you will actually kill are those beliefs instead.
Yes, and that is exciting.
It is exciting.
Yes.
Thus then, by going into the deepest darkness, do you give yourself the opportunity, as you say, through the rubber band analogy, to spring into the brightest light. And that makes you a master.
Great. And is this something that or a theme that I chose to explore?
Would you like the simple answer?
Sure.
Duh. What do you think?
I think you're right.
Because if it wasn't a theme you chose to explore, you'd be exploring something else, wouldn't you?
Yes. Am I
What did we say about letting things be obvious?
It's a good idea.
Thank you. It will really make things much simpler in your life if you would just allow things to be more obvious.
Great. So it's becoming obvious to me that I might be finished with that particular theme. Would that be correct?
All right. If you say so.
Great. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. At this timing, we will allow you to take a short break while you prepare to set up for your holotope meditation, wherein we will help and assist to crystallize the phoenix frequency within you with your own help in allowing that to exist. So take a short break. We will resume contact and transmission with your holotope meditation. How's it going? I don't say become very relaxed. Now that you have had a chance to refresh and renew yourselves, we will continue with the idea of the exploration of the phoenix frequency and rising from the ashes. As we have already shared with you, it is now important. It is now timely. It is now, as you say, par for the course to begin to examine every one of your old definitions and really, really look and see deeply, clearly, how they may or may not be serving you for anything and everything that you relate to in your life, because it's all about your relationship with everything in your reality and how you define yourself and your relationship to whatever experience you may have, and face that experience now as the phoenix would face it, with clarity and certainty that anything that you experience, anything that you recognize, and anything that you observe that is not representative of the vibration that you prefer, of your phoenix frequency, will be ignited and reduced to ashes by simply being able, by simply choosing to remain in that frequency. The clarity that will come, the inspiration and the imagination that will be yours in the phoenix frequency, in the crimson and gold and the silver light, the clear light that is the result of the combination of the two, shall aid and assist you like a beacon to always recognize the frequency that you prefer, the frequency of the phoenix light, so that you can remain harmoniously aligned with that vibration anytime you wish, and never fear that it will in any way, shape, or form extinguish. There may be times when you choose to obscure it from yourself, but now you know you will always have the ability to know that that light is there, that fire is there, for it cannot go out. It cannot extinguish. For it's the fire and the flame of your very essence, of your very being, of your existence itself. It cannot go out. Your light cannot go out. There is nowhere for it to go to. It can only shine. The darkness that surrounds it is what allows it to always shine. So you know that the polarity will always exist. But the phoenix knows that the polarity is in perfect balance to serve. For even as it is consumed and reduced to black ash, it knows that that darkness will blow away and allow for the rebirth that is to come. So the light that shines can only shine. The light that shines can only shine if there is darkness around it in which to shine. For only by having the darkness can you know the light. The phoenix frequency is the balance of both, and the utilization of this balance in a way, in a method, in a style that allows for this cycle to grow of renewal and rebirth, constantly bootstrapping itself up and up and up, rising and rising and rising toward the light of all that is, that also is the darkness within itself and the light within itself that exists in perfect harmony and perfect balance, so that both exist eternally, so that the light will never go out and that the darkness will always reveal it. For against the blackest black does the light shine brightest. So do not fear the dark. Do not fear the ashes. Allow yourselves then the opportunity to examine further old ideas. Remember that we have spoken of vibration and resonance, and that everything in your experience is simply the product of that, of signature frequencies, signature vibrations. And as you examine those vibrations, as in a sense you speed up, as you accelerate your frequency, as you match the vibrations of your reality will appear, in a sense, to slow down. Even as you accelerate, you will reach that balance point in your frequency as you fly faster and faster in the phoenix frequency. The paradoxical experience will be that many times the experiences in your life will slow down. Many of you have this kind of experience in what you call your emergencies or your accidents, where suddenly everything becomes hyper-focused and everything seems to be happening very slowly, even though you know it is happening very quickly. The phoenix frequency can create this experience in a variety of ways, where suddenly you are matching the frequency of the event that you are generating. And as you match the frequency of the events that you are creating, it will seem to slow down and sometimes maybe even freeze, so that you are perfectly aligned, perfectly matched, perfectly synchronized with it. And giving you thus then the opportunity to more clearly examine all of the aspects of your creation, to truly see at a glance and in totality the mechanism of your creation, and to understand the reflection that you have given off, so that you can work with it. This is the seed of true magic, of true manifestation, of true malleability, of true creation, where you match the frequency of the creation of your event and can see thus then and experience at a glance the totality of all the aspects, all the facets of that manifestation to such a startling degree of clarity that you can work with it at your leisure, even as you know you are operating at hyper speed, and that this is happening in the blink of an eye. You can work with it at your leisure to rearrange, to understand, to clarify, to remove, to place in, to reinvent that reflection to be far more representative of your true self, far more reflective of your core being. As we have often said, when changes occur of a specific nature in your consciousness, you will see those changes reflected in your physical reality in a variety of ways. And this idea of matching that frequency and experiencing hyper-acceleration as if nothing is moving at all, is a perfect representation of what we have heretofore discussed as infinite speed, because when things are moving at infinite speed, it appears that things are standing perfectly still, because they're simply everywhere at once, and nothing seems to be moving. This is now also being reflected even in your technology. Because as your scientists experience and explore the idea of the thing that they believe moves the fastest in your reality, light, they are simultaneously exploring the things that move the slowest, the dark, what you call cold. And they have discovered that they can combine the light and the dark, the cold and the light, in such a manner as they can actually freeze light and make it stand perfectly still and do what they wish with it at their leisure. This is a perfect reflection of this state. For in the ultimate cold, nothing is moving. It transcends into another state altogether. And when light intersects a pocket of that which has been created to be ultimately cold, light itself will freeze. And your reality becomes matched. Your frequency becomes matched with that of the speed of light. And you stand at that moment in an eternal now, able to accelerate and able to stand still, simultaneously in the midst of the brightest fire and the darkest ashes. And in combining them, create that eternal now, that frozen moment of space and time and light and frequency and resonance that allows you to see with crystal clarity the structure, the nature of existence itself. This freezing of light and transforming light into a variety of other expressions of energy is what is contained in the apparently empty chamber that forms the core of the consciousness of the ships in which we sail in our civilization. It forms the core of the intelligence that represents our higher self physicalized, with which we commune in our spacecraft. This empty chamber is using frozen light to create all forms of energy that can perform all manner of tasks in the blink of an eye at such high acceleration that it seems to be standing perfectly still in that true, clear, infinite moment of pure knowing. And it is that we tap into that allows us to simply observe the nature and structure of existence itself. For when we describe and define the idea of the nature and structure of existence itself, we are not expressing a belief. We are not expressing an opinion. We are expressing an observation. In the same way that when someone asks you, what color is this rose? And you say red or white or yellow or whatever the rose may be, that is not an opinion. It is an observation. As simply as you observe and know a rose to be red, we observe as simply the nature of the structure of existence itself as clearly as you see the rose. And this is what we describe to you. And this is what we know all ideas are revealed against. For to take any definition and any idea and hold it up to the actual nature of the structure of existence itself, that X-ray, that blueprint, will show us what clicks and fits and aligns with that structure and what must fall away. Gaining this insight, gaining this clarity, gaining this ability to simply observe the structure of existence itself is one of the senses that exists naturally in the phoenix frequency of the clear light, the silver light that is created as the third reality that is more than the combination of the crimson and gold. Clear sight that allows, in a sense, to be represented by the 1,000 years the phoenix lives. The idea of bridging time, bridging space, of being eternal and yet being cyclic is represented by that lifespan. It is also representative of the fact that we have discussed before, that this now being the crossing of your threshold into a new understanding, the splitting prism of 2012 that will allow you to begin to accelerate toward a new reality, new understanding, a new experience, a new succession of parallel Earths that are more and more every day, every moment, in every way, more and more representative of the world you prefer to experience, that is more reflective of the changes you are creating and willing to create within yourself by letting go of that which does not work for you, by letting go of those ashes. Thus then, from this year forward, as we have said before, your human race will create 1,000 years more for its existence on the earth, in which it will know peace, expansion, creativity, and far less limitation, and will become true fourth density beings. And in that 1,000 years, you will become as we have become, and will approach the time and the timing when you will no longer be quite as physical as you are now, when your vibrational resonance and the phoenix frequency will have uplifted you to the idea of that rarefied state you call fourth density, where you are quasi-physical, quasi-spirit, quasi-energy. And you will know the malleability and flexibility of space-time, and you will know that it is simply your idea within your consciousness. And you will be free to move in that space-time as free as we are, to transcend and transverse and transform all ideas of parallel realities into whatever experience you wish them to be, into whatever you observe is relevant for you. And at the end of that 1,000-year cycle, humans will no longer need to incarnate in that density, and many of you may become the guides and the spirits for those that will come after, for those that will be the new race on your planet, those that will be the continuation of the expression of the hybrid children that will arrive. And your Earth shall become the sixth hybrid race, and will move toward a blending and a balance with all other five, our civilization included, the Yael included, and the others that have not been named, all together forming a blending that will create the seventh hybrid race, of which you will be a part in a variety of ways that you cannot even yet imagine. You will transcend and rise above after that 1,000 years in a new form of spirit being that you will have created along with us, along with all the other beings that will form together the seventh hybrid species. And that will be an unimaginable time of imagination. And you are the seeds of that reality now. The seeds that will rise from the ashes and begin to give birth
to the first stirrings and the first stepping stones that will lead to that exploration, to that inspiration, to that unimaginable experience of imagination. And things that cannot even be described in your language will become your new nature. They do exist within you now as a seed. You will allow them to blossom, if you wish, to a point where it can have an experience and an impact and an effect in your present lives. But it will also lead to a level beyond your comprehension at present. Plant the seeds now in the ashes of those things that no longer serve you, so that you will renew not only your individuality, but your collectivity in ways beyond description. Be the Phoenix world. Be the Phoenix earth. Be the Phoenix civilization, and rise from the ashes you have created of all the limitation you have imposed upon yourself for countless thousands of years. Rise now from those ashes and be free. Even though you may be at the end of one journey, you are at the beginning of the cycle of a new journey that is unfathomable to your present consciousness. And yet, your present consciousness is the seed from which it will arise, from which it will blossom. The more you allow the Phoenix frequency into your life, the more you blend the crimson and gold into the clear silver light, the more you know you can let go of the ashes that are no longer you. The faster you will rise, the more clearly you will become the seed of the new era, of the new cycle that will last 1,000 years, just like the Phoenix of legend. For that legend is you. There will be constant reminders, constant reflections, constant permission slips now arising in your reality. Whether you live in the city of Phoenix or not, all who participate in this vibration will start to perceive all manner of symbolic and archetypal reflections that have to do with reminding you of this vibration. And by being reminded and having this vibration reflected to you more and more in a variety of ways beyond what you can even imagine, in surprising ways, you will see that your reality, you will feel your reality like a ball rolling, accelerating, 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 spinning, 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 spinning ever upward into the heights, into the stars, the unimaginable, unfathomable heights. Onward and upward into the wild blue yonder shall you fly into the unknown that is you, where you will discover that you are more and more in every way all that is, in all the ways it can express itself. Fly free. Fly free. Take a deep breath in and know that as you exhale, you are in the Phoenix frequency and the ashes fall away. Take a deep breath in and know as you exhale that you are the Phoenix frequency and the ashes fall away. Take a deep breath in and hold it, hold it, hold it, and exhale. And know that you are the eternal Phoenix frequency, and that the ashes fall away, blow away, scattered, vanished. And the only thing that remains is more of the pure you in the clear light. And with every exhale, you hail the new day. Hail and hearty. Hail, hail, the gang's all here. What a beautiful flight of phoenixes you are, spreading your crimson and gold wings and stretching your necks and beaks heavenward, and feeling the sharpness of your talons as they reach in and pluck from you that which does not belong, and consign it to the fires and the conflagrations that will consume it and reduce it to ashes, ever renewing, ever rebirthing, ever replenishing that which you are, in endless cycles of renewal, in endless cycles of freedom, in endless cycles of joy and passion, in endless cycles of uplifting, accelerating phoenix frequencies. For this is your core vibration, forever and ever and ever. Rise from the ashes. Rise from the ashes. Rise from the ashes. You are free. And as you exhale, blow the ashes away. And they shall never reach you again. For you fly way too high upon the currents of all that is, upon the currents of light, matching the frequencies, seeing the framework of creation, the crystalline framework of existence itself, with the clear sight, the 1,000-year sight of the phoenix, the clear silver light of all that is, the clear unconditional love that supports you, like currents, updrafts, warm and supportive and loving. And you can never truly fall. Be uplifted, be renewed, be regenerated. Phoenix is all. Fly. It is your nature. It is your nature. It is your nature to be free, to be you, to be all that is. Take a deep breath in and feel the freedom flooding you. Take a deep breath in and feel the fire burning within you. Take a deep breath in and feel the inner light illuminating your consciousness. Burst through the bubble. Burst through the shell. Explode into a new reality to the greatest heights imaginable and then beyond. Break through to the unknown and the unknowable. and know that it is all still you. Into a new, unimaginable age of imagination, inspiration, and freedom. Breathe easily. Breathe freely. Breathe creatively. Breathe imaginatively. Breathe passionately. Breathe lovingly. Breathe gently. Breathe softly. Breathe fully. But breathe and keep breathing and keep moving and keep flying. And always look ahead. Don't look back. Look forward. Stay now. Eyes forward. Don't look back. Your path is ahead. Go inward to the Phoenix frequency, and the 1,000-year sight will show you, will illuminate that clear path before you. In every circumstance, in every situation, use that frequency, use that clarity to define, and redefine, and redefine every concept, every aspect of your relationship to that situation, to that circumstance. And in that Phoenix frequency, transform and remember, circumstances do not matter. Only state of being matters. The Phoenix frequency is your transfiguration, your transformation, your transcendent vibration. Transcend, transform, and transport yourself to a new reality over and over and over again. Be free to fly. Breathe deep and take it in. Make it your own, for it is your own. We only illuminate as a shining mirror what you already know deep within. Bring it to the surface. Bring it to your consciousness. All we are telling you, all we are reflecting is who you already are. Be free to express that in ways that are aligned with your true self, your true passion. Be clear in your definitions. Be impeccable in your precision of knowing yourself. And be relevant to your theme. It will take you all the way. Be at peace. Be at peace. Be at peace. As we now allow you to continue to breathe easily, gently, however you wish, take some time, spend some time, invest some time in yourself to go deep within. Find those seeds, those definitions that don't work for you. And as we continue the interaction in a manner that will allow you to interact with us live, as you say, with your questions, let those seeds be the subject that you bring forth. Let those seeds be the discussion. Let the Phoenix frequency shine forth in all of your discussions and questions in this interaction, in order to serve you best, in order to lock in that frequency, to make it your own, and know that as this interaction evolves and as you get on with your day, that you will carry with you that flame, that light, that clear sight that will take you fast and far, wherever you need to be, wherever you need to go. And know that you have the wings to do so, to fly free. Allow yourselves thus then a short self-examination break in quietness, in meditativeness, to find the things you most wish to bring into the light, into the phoenix light, to illuminate, to chase the shadows away, but to use that darkness to renew yourself and to allow your light to shine ever more brightly against that darkness, so that all others may see the clear light that is your particular, unique, shining facet of the multidimensional crystal of creation that each and every one of you were created to be. We thus then will resume this interaction at that time that you feel you have given yourself perhaps some time for examination. 15 of your minutes should be more than enough. And bring with you those questions, those seeds, and let us shatter them together. Until then, we bid you peace and enlightenment and love. Ha'atu. We bid you good day.
All right, I'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right. All right, we'll take that as an okay. We thank you all with deep appreciation for the co-creation this day of your time of this interaction and the allowance of this transmission. Our unconditional love to you all, and let us begin. We have titled this transmission, Sedona, the Interdimensional City. The idea being that because of the nature of the vortex of energy that exists in this area, It is connected to many different realms, many different realities, many different dimensions. And so we would like to discuss the ways in which you may use this portal, this energy, to connect to more of yourself, bring more of yourself through, that being your greater self, not just your physical minds, but connecting more readily with your higher mind, with your greater being, with parallel realities, with Source, and your guides, and all who are willing to be of assistance to you. The first thing we would like to explain is the idea of that connection, because we know many of you ask for assistance, ask for help, pray for guidance, but I remind you, prayer is not about asking for something you don't have. Prayer is a state of grace, a state of being, in which you express appreciation and gratitude for what already exists. Because you have all the help you can possibly be given already. It's about allowing yourself to be more aware of the help you are already receiving, rather than asking for something you are not being given. Keep it in present tense, for that's where everything exists, in the right here and the right now. We have before talked about the idea, just to use a similar Earth analogy, of the AAA formula. When you need assistance, you call AAA. But this AAA is the idea of acknowledging what you have, being in appreciation for what you have, and allowing what needs to happen next to happen. So acknowledging, appreciating, and allowing are the states of being that represent your ability to allow you to know you are receiving what you need and to be more open to perceiving it. It is the allowance that allows you to perceive what it is you are already being given, because you are always being given it. It is never withheld, not for one moment. As we have said, based on the idea you call the law of attraction, it isn't wrong that you have to be of the vibration to attract what you need, but many people have a little bit of a misunderstanding as to what that really means. And so, as we have explained, your core frequency, your true essential vibration, is already attracting everything you need as powerfully as it can be. So it's not about having to learn that particular frequency. You're already radiating that frequency every moment of your existence. It is pouring out of you. The idea is to stop getting in the way of allowing it to attract what you need. So it's not about having to learn something you're not already doing. It's about letting go of those fear-based or negative belief systems or erroneous assumptions and definitions that are impeding your core vibration from bringing you what you need in life. And notice that we have said what you need, not what you want. Sometimes your wants and needs can coincide, but very often the want may be the result of a misunderstanding in the ego structure to make you think you need something that really isn't necessarily as relevant as you might think or as you might wish. But if you have what you need, your lives will be fulfilled. You will live a life of joy, because the needs are what will support you in every endeavor that is representative of your truth, of your passion, of your true path in life. If you have what you need, you have everything. Again, sometimes if you are in touch and in tune with your true self, then your wants and needs may coincide. And at the very least, if you're going to want what you need, because that will give you everything. The idea now of being in this vortex, it is a magnifier and an amplifier of what you bring with you into it. Positive, neutral, and negative. It is very important in this reflective mirror, this magnifying mirror, to really deep down examine what you hold to be true, why you hold it to be true, and really with honesty deeply investigate yourself, your beliefs, your definitions, and ponder why you believe it is important to hold on to something. So allow yourself the opportunity to really get to know yourself. That ancient wisdom, know thyself, is the key. And in knowing yourself as clearly as you possibly can, you can more easily discern what it is that is truly important for you to hold on to as a belief, to understand why you're holding on to it, to understand why you may be holding on to things that don't necessarily serve you. Because once again, allow us to explain briefly what we call the motivational mechanism in all of you. Every single one of you operate this way. There are no exceptions, not even you. The idea is it works this way. You will all immediately, instantly move in the direction of what you believe serves you. You will all immediately, automatically, and instantly move away from what you believe does not serve you. So if you can observe that you may be choosing things that do not serve you, if you understand the motivational mechanism, then you will understand that the only way that could happen, the only way that can happen, is if you have a belief that says that what it is that doesn't serve you is somehow better than the alternative. That you may have a fear that if you move in the direction of your truth, your passion, that something worse will happen than what you're already experiencing. And if you have that belief attached to your motivational mechanism, you will do everything in your power to avoid moving in the direction of your joy. Because your belief says that something worse will happen and that that is something you should move away from as far as you possibly can. So you have to dig down deep in your self-investigation to understand why you would believe such a thing, why you would believe that your passion would contain anything that is so contradictory to the idea of experiencing your true self in a joyful way. Because that's a contradictory definition to the idea of your passion, of who you truly are. Because what is your passion? As we have explained, your passion is the result of a communication from your higher mind saying, this is who you are. This is the next step on your path. Your non-physical higher mind, that portion of your whole being that is in spirit, is sending you energy messages all the time. But they come in the form of energy because it is coming from a non-physical reality. Your physical body translates that energy message as the sensation you call passion, excitement, curiosity, attraction, and love. So when you translate the messages from your higher mind into the sensation and the experience of passion, then you know that that's what your higher mind is telling you. This opportunity, this situation contains this excitement, this passion, because this is who you are. This is the next step on your path. This is your truth. If you are willing to act on it, then you are responding to the higher mind saying, yes, I heard you, and I'm willing to allow you to guide me. And if you thus act on it, you have responded to the higher mind with the language of physical reality, which is not words and not thoughts, but actions. Physical actions are the language of physical reality. It is representative of the commitment to take action on what the higher mind has told you is your next step in life. And once you do that, you set up the dialogue with your higher mind so that it can send you more opportunities to act on your passion. For why should it send you more opportunities if you haven't even acted on what it's already sent you? The idea is then you cause the ball to start rolling, and then it can gain momentum, and in the higher mind can bring you more opportunities and bigger opportunities to act on your passion. And it doesn't matter if it starts small. If you do not immediately know what your passion is, allow yourself to start simply in daily ways. At any given moment, you have a number of options available to you. Very simple daily things. You can take a walk, you can read a book, you can talk to a friend, you can eat a meal. Just pick what has even the tiniest bit more excitement than any other choice and act on that first to the best you can. No insistence, no assumption as to the outcome. See where it leads, stay in a positive state, examine any belief systems that are fear-based and negative that come up surrounding it, and just keep doing that. If you find you cannot tell the difference between two things, flip a coin. Because then it won't matter. Sometimes the coin flip may reveal to you what your true attraction is. Oh, heads I'll do A and B I'll do tails this way. And if you flip it and it goes tails, you go, oh darn, I wish it was, oh darn, I wish it was heads. Now you know, move in that direction. But if they're truly equal in excitement, truly equal in your ability to take action on them, then it doesn't matter which one you choose first, because one of the things that is connected to the idea of your passion is the organizing principle of synchronicity. And if that is not the correct path for you at that moment, synchronicity will create situations, circumstances, and opportunities that will turn you right around to the path that is. It's automatic. That's how it functions. It guides you. And I remind you that even though there is such a thing as negative synchronicity, so to speak, where you can compound the idea of fear-based beliefs and have a downward spiral in that direction, there are also two types of positive synchronicity. What we will call green light synchronicity and red light synchronicity, just like your traffic situation. The green light synchronicity says, here's an opportunity, and it says, go, act on it. You can act on it, and you can move forward. Red light synchronicity says, this may be representative of your passion, but don't take that action right now. No matter how hard you try, there's nothing you can seem to do about acting on that thing. If it's not you that is preventing yourself from doing that, then it is simply red light synchronicity saying, not yet. You may need to go over here to gather information and experience that will bring you back around to the proper timing when you can act on this, but not right now. So if you've done everything you can to act on something and it just doesn't seem to be moving forward, then trust that as long as you are honest with yourself and you're not the one dampening that excitement, that red light synchronicity is telling you that this is not exactly the step you need to take at this moment. Go with what you can act on. Go with what green light synchronicity says. You can act on this, and it will actually lead you where you need to be, so that when you wind up there, these other things that are all interconnected, all representative of your passion and your excitement, can then possibly come to fruition. But I caution you this: never assume that the form that your excitement comes in is the form that must come to fruition, because you don't know why it came to you in that form. It might play out, but sometimes, because of the nature of the belief systems that exist within your physical mind, sometimes synchronicity and excitement have to present themselves to you in a certain way, just because that's the way that will get you to actually take an action. Get you excited enough to move so that you can wind up where you need to be, so that what really needs to happen can actually happen more easily. And that's why you don't have any insistence or assumption about why your excitement comes in the form that it does. So you don't have to assume that it's rigidly fixed, so that surprises can come and lead you exactly where you need to be led. Does that all make sense to you so far? Yes. All right. We tell you these things in advance of the conversation that we are now going to have about the idea of the vortex being an interdimensional access point for you, because when you clarify yourself and when you understand how the formula that we've shared with all of you really works, and you use it very precisely, then the idea of the amplification and magnification of this energy vortex can really work to your advantage and really allow you to experience a great deal of acceleration in the direction of your true path. Now, let's talk a little bit about the idea of how you use already parallel realities to create the experiences in your life. You already have what you consider to be a timeline to your life. You linearly usually think of it going from A to Z. I'm going from the past to the future, through the present. But the present is all there is. The past and the future, in a sense, are just probable illusions, probabilities that haven't yet really solidified until you solidify yourself in the present, until you define yourself clearly in the present, in whatever way, shape, or form you might do that, positively or negatively, or even neutrally. I remind you of this so that you understand that while you may think linearly that the future is not fixed, neither is the past. Listen carefully. What you define yourself to be in the here and now, which is all there is, in the present, right now, not only changes the probabilities of the future, but changes your past as well. Why? It works this way. Because you're experiencing the idea of physical reality, because you're experiencing the idea of cause and effect, you're separating them out. Oh, this causes this effect to happen. This must happen first so that this can happen. Because that's the way you experience the concept of space and time, because you have created physical reality to be viewed and experienced that way, anytime you make a change in your definition of who you are in the present, anytime you become literally a different person, a new person, your linear reality has to shift in a way that says, well, if you're a new person now, we have to alter the past to become the kind of past that would have led to who you are in the present. We have to change the cause so that the effect makes sense. So you're actually changing your past all the time, literally, not metaphorically, literally. Now, you may not know that all the time, because again, as soon as you make that adjustment in the present, the past is going to bring with it the idea that that's always been your past, because that's what's going to make sense to you linearly. Even though 2 minutes ago you may have had a completely different past, you may not know that, because in order to function in physical reality in the present, you have to remember the past that makes sense for who you are now. And this is dynamically changing all the time. Now, because you are expanding your consciousness, because you are allowing yourself to be a little bit more aware of more of yourself, some of you are beginning to experience what you have labeled the Mandela effect, which is the idea that you are actually aware of the fact that the past has changed, and that one person can remember one past and another person can remember a completely different past for the exact same event. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes it is just a slip of your memory. But sometimes it is the idea of recognizing that you have shifted the past in order to truly define who you are in the present, and that two people can have a memory of absolutely different histories, and both of them are real, because all parallel realities exist at the same time. Everything exists here and now. When your scientists begin to understand consciousness a little bit more thoroughly, they will understand that in their search for a so-called unified theory of physics, they have to include the idea of not only reducing all of the physical phenomenon in reality to a single idea that explains all of the effects, they have to reduce space and time as well. So reducing the idea of space to its ultimate will be the idea of a single dimensionless point. Reducing the idea of time to its ultimate will be a single timeless moment. You can call the single dimensionless point here and the single timeless moment now. So everything becomes existing here and now in lay terms. But once you do that, once you truly start to wrap your minds around the understanding that anything you can imagine in every parallel reality all exists simultaneously, all going on right now, you start to realize that what that really means is that there is only that single point of here, only that timeless moment of now, and therefore anything that you perceive as a different place, anything that you perceive as a different moment is actually the same place and the same moment from a different point of view. Because there is only one place here and only one moment now. So everything you experience that appears to be stretched out into volumes of space and moments of time are all the same place and the same time from another vantage point, another perspective of that same here and now. That's how you create the idea and the experience of physical reality. Because I remind you of this very powerful recognition. Everyone, everything, you, us, all beings of any nature, your natural state is spirit. That's where you are right now. Right now. You have never left spirit. That's where you reside. That's your natural state. You are pretending to have left. You are dreaming that you have left. And that is called physical reality. Physical reality is a dream that your greater spirit, a part of your greater spirit, is having right now while you are in spirit. You're there right now. This is why very often when people pass on into spirit, you wonder, why don't they come back and say hello? Sometimes they may. But understand, you're there with them. They're not missing you. So the idea is they may show up now and then to remind you that it is only a portion of your spirit in the spirit realm that thinks it's not in the spirit realm anymore. Because that's all physical reality is. It's a projection of your consciousness. It's an illusion for a specific purpose of experiencing yourself in a certain way so that you can forget that you're a spirit, forget what you know, so that you can learn new things and discover new perspectives of yourself so you can change and grow in a very specific way. That is how creation expands. The structure of existence never changes. It is what it is. But your experience of it, your relationship to it, your perspective of it constantly changes. That is how creation grows. So the idea is you are experiencing physical reality and you are learning new perspectives, new discoveries of yourself from new points of view, allowing creation to expand in that way, in its relationship to itself, through all of you, through all of us, through all of all that is. And that experience is precious because it allows you to experience the process of change, the idea of growth, the idea of discovery, the idea of newness. And that is a precious gift. So, now, how are you actually doing that in physical reality? Well, as I said, you all assume you have a single timeline. that goes from your past to your future. In fact, what you're doing is this. You are scanning all of the frames of reference of all the parallel realities that are relevant for the theme that you chose to explore in this life. And you are drawing down and plugging in and unplugging from and connecting to and disconnecting from all the frames and parallel realities that are relevant for this theme. You are constructing, literally, moment to moment, billions of times per second, constructing what appears to be a single timeline made up of frames, one after the other in a certain order, from thousands of parallel reality connections. You are doing this all the time automatically. When you have an inspiration, oh, I just thought of this. It may be coming from a parallel reality person that you're plugging into that is having that experience. And therefore you can get the inspiration because their experience in that particular reality is relevant for the theme you chose to explore in this reality, in this timeline. You're constantly merging with timelines to build the timeline that is relevant to your theme, as they are doing with you, drawing upon your experiences, your information to construct their timelines. All of this going on at the same time. That's how powerful you are. You are a multidimensional being. This idea of your physical self is but a fraction of a fragment of what you actually are, of what your greater self actually is. Your soul is multidimensional. The idea that you have created this experience you call physical reality is magical. Some civilizations that are non-physical, some collectives, interdimensional, non-physical beings, sometimes actually have a challenge even imagining how such a thing is possible that you do on a daily basis. They can't imagine limiting themselves in that way. This is why we often refer to you as the masters of limitation. Now, but here's the thing. In your process, you are going from being the masters of limitation to being the masters of limitation, so that you can master how you use the limitations you impose upon your consciousness in ways that will allow you to experience your growth in a fantastically magical way, so that you really start remembering that you're creating this physical reality experience by your collective and individual agreements, by the contracts you have with each other, to serve each other, to reflect to each other what it is you each need to know to become more aware of who you are through this process, to discover a new perspective of yourself and add that experience to your soul, to your greater being, to all that is, to source itself. Because you are all and we are all and everything is reflections and aspects of all that is, experiencing itself in all the ways that it can, in all the ways that it is. Nothing is by accident, it's all an orchestration. Synchronicity permeates everything you experience, whether you know it or not. This is all an orchestration. When you are walking down a street, all the people that you see walking down the street around you are not there by accident. It may be differing in degree of relevance as to what their presence means to you or what your presence means to them, but it's not an accident. You are there because you're serving to support the greater whole picture, to allow someone else or yourself to glean something from the experience of being there at that exact place, at that exact moment in time. The orchestration is amazing, precise, unerring. When you are stuck in one of your so-called traffic jams, It's not by accident that you're there. So take the time to look around. The people that are next to you in their automobiles are not there by accident. Again, it may not necessarily be that relevant for you at that moment, or maybe you are learning some lessons. Here's one example. Again, by being in that traffic jam and not moving forward very quickly, how do you know that 5 miles down the road, if you had been going at full speed, you wouldn't have gotten into an accident that killed you? You don't know. But what you do know is that there's a reason this is happening. And again, it may not necessarily have that much to do with you, but it has to do with you in your willingness to support someone in that grouping who does need to learn something from that experience. That's the willingness to serve that you all have on a higher level. Bring that willingness to serve down to earth, and you will be served as well. As you serve, you are served. It's just like what we have said by analogy. Each and every one of you is like a little puzzle piece. And when you all fit together, you create the big puzzle picture that supports all of the pieces within it as the pieces support the whole. If you are willing to be the puzzle piece the way you were intended to be shaped, the natural shape you are, and not trying to be a different shape that you are not, you will fit with all the other shapes willing to be themselves, and you will create a harmonious whole. Remember, unity and harmony are not the product of being homogeneous. Unity and harmony are the product of validating the differences that each of you beautifully are, so that all the differences fit together and create the whole picture. Diversity is the key. So the idea in being diverse as beings, in drawing from the diversity of multiple parallel dimensions of experience and reality to create your path in this life, is what's going on all the time. You are the product of infinite diversity every single moment. Billions of times per second are you redefining yourself. Literally billions of times per second are you going back to zero. Whatever the definition is in the next moment is what your reality is, changing the future and the past. Every single moment, billions of times per second. You are that free to go to zero and redefine yourself every moment. When you collectively gather and you have an agreement that you are in this powerful electromagnetic vortex that can act as an amplifier and a reflector and a magnifier for the energies that you bring into it, you have to understand, based on what we're telling you now, yes, in a sense, you can say, well, yes, Sedona is a vortex. You are the vortex. You are creating the energy. It is representative of your collective agreement about what you're truly capable of, what you're truly capable of creating with each other by serving each other and reflecting to each other what you truly need. There's that word again, what you truly need to be yourselves, to have a life of fulfillment and a life of joy. You deserve it. You're worth it. Do remember, all of you are worthy by the fact that you exist, because creation doesn't make mistakes. And if you exist, that means you're worthy of existence. It means creation needs you to exist for it to be all that it is. Those of you who might have experienced the idea of believing in your lack of worth, you're arguing with creation, and you will never win that argument because you cannot stop existing. So, don't keep pounding your head against the wall, I'm unworthy, I'm not deserving, because creation will never acknowledge that, ever. You cannot stop existing. Existence is your natural state. There is no room in non-existence for anything that exists. Non-existence is already full of all the things that will never exist. I'll put it another way. Listen carefully to the definition. Non-existence is its quality. That means non-existence doesn't exist. Existence exists. Non-existence doesn't exist. That's its primary quality, to not exist. So there's nowhere for you to go. You may change your form, but you cannot stop existing. That is your natural quality. It's the quality of existence itself. And what you call, what you experience as unconditional love is just your way of recognizing the actual frequency of existence. That's its core frequency, what you call unconditional love and support. You are constantly unconditionally supported by existence in whatever way you say is true for you. Fear-based, you're supported in it. Joy-based, you're supported in it. Because the support is what? Unconditional. Look that up in your dictionaries. It means no condition, none, zero. What you say goes. It's in your control. It's in your hands. Your greatest power is the freedom to choose. So choose who it is you prefer to be. Act in the way you prefer to act. Be the living example for others, to give them the option, the choice, the opportunity to see that there may be a more joyful way to live. It doesn't mean they have to buy into it. It doesn't mean they have to match your frequency. But at least give them the choice. Maybe someday they will remember the living example you provided and go, oh, I get it now. I can apply that in my life. Not that they have to. Again, remember, whatever you share when it's appropriate to share, whatever someone else does with that is none of your business. Because you don't know their path. You don't know what they have determined they need to experience to get where they're going. But just give them the option. Give them the choice. Let them decide when and where and how to use it. Remember, there's no rush. There's no hurry. You're all eternal, infinite beings. No hurry. Somewhere, somehow, somewhen, you'll get it. You don't have to get it now, but you can choose to. It's up to you. I guarantee you that when you do, your lives will be a lot smoother, a lot more joyful, a lot more creative, a lot more loving, and a lot more serving of all that is, that allows all that is to reflect that service back to you. So, the parallel realities that you constantly connect into, the other dimensions you become aware of, the other versions of your greater being that are living out their lives along with you simultaneously, side by side or overlapping, if you wish to put it that way, are there for you to mine as you need to, as they give to you and they serve you and you serve them by providing them more experience, more information, more energy, so they can draw from you what they need as you draw from them what you need. So we're talking about service across multiple realities. Service across multiple dimensions is your natural state. Bring that down to earth. Flow that energy of service through you to serve each other as the mirrors and reflections that you are to each other, because that's what relationships are actually fundamentally all about. That everyone in the relationship reflects to the others what they need to know to become more of who they are, as they do for you. You don't have to impose any kind of rigidity on the relationship and assume, well, it's got to be this because the attraction is so strong, it must mean this. You don't know that. Let the relationship show you what it is. Don't impose a rigid societal structure on it. Let it show you what it's for. Because the strength of the attraction doesn't necessarily translate to any particular societal structure. The strength of the attraction just means it's a very important agreement you have made with that person or those people to get reflected to you what you need while you reflect to them what they need. That's what the strength of the attraction is about. It doesn't mean you have to get married because you're already married to them in the agreement you've made to serve each other. It doesn't have to take the societal form. That's up to you. If it continues that way, and by the end of your life, it appears that that's what it was, then by the end of your life, you'll know that. You don't have to impose that limitation, that structure, that definition on it while it's happening. You'll find out at the end what it was for, what it was all about. Do you understand? Yes. Does this serve you? Yes. We thank you for allowing us to share with you this day, and for the upcoming transmissions we will share with you as well. And in return for the gift you have given us in allowing us to serve you this way, I ask, how may we continue to serve you? You may begin with your dialogues and questions if you wish.
Good day, Bashar.
Good day, good day.
This me is working on specific life themes, and I understand my life themes that I've chosen for this me. When I sleep, my spirit is having experiences.
Yes.
What specific job am I doing when I sleep? Do we have like themes when we sleep or jobs when we sleep?
You can. You may interact with spirit guides. You may be teaching other beings. You may be learning from other beings. You may be visiting different places, different dimensions. You may be checking in on parallel realities. You may be looking at the blueprint of your life and making slight adjustments. You could be doing many different things.
Okay, so we just do a lot when we sleep.
You are always busy.
Okay.
Every one of you.
Okay.
Remember, spirits never sleep. You sleep as a physical being to reconnect to the spirit realm, to recharge your battery. Remember, physical reality is a projection of consciousness. You kind of have to maintain it. One of the ways you know that physical reality isn't really real is that it deteriorates, and you have to maintain it. Because that which is real is never destroyed, never dissolves, never deteriorates. Physical reality deteriorates because you're maintaining it. It's an illusion. So you reconnect to spirit to recharge your battery and go back in and say, all right, I have enough energy to maintain this for another day.
Okay.
So you're very busy as a spirit because spirits never sleep because they don't need to.
Okay.
They are the battery. Of course, they're all connected to source, which is the great battery.
Okay, next question. I believe it to be true that I have hybrid children.
Yes.
As a child, I had numerous experiences when I was in my bedroom where I was terrified many times with horrible dreams, and I always felt like something was under my bed. Was there something under my bed? Was I part of the Gray's hybridization program?
Yes. Though they were not always under your bed, but you may have thought so.
So I was used that way. That was what was going on. That was why I was afraid, and that's why I do have hybrid children.
Because young children on your planet are not necessarily taught what's going on, that there are other things going on in your reality than you suppose, then you face it often with fear. Because it feels out of control because you don't know what's going on. You haven't been taught that this is happening. But you don't have to fear it. It's partly your agreement to aid and assist in the evolution of humanity.
When you came into my life 3 or 4 years ago, my dreams, the negative dreams, totally stopped. Am I still having gray experiences, or what's going on with that?
In a different way. It's gone into a different phase. The idea now is there's not that much of the idea of the extraction of DNA to create the hybrid children. It's more now the idea of helping them acclimate to eventually coming to live with you on Earth. So there are teaching moments now, interactions where you're helping them understand Earth society and helping them to understand how to acclimate in the future when they will come to live among you in different sanctuaries at first and then eventually blend among you in the years to come.
Okay, I was getting, I know it doesn't matter what number because you say that our DNA is very spread out, but I was getting the number 22. Does that mean anything? 22 kids? For me?
What are you asking?
Do I have more? I had gotten a number that I had 22 hybrids. Does it really matter?
It's arbitrary.
Okay.
Because it depends on the amount of DNA in any hybrid. A lot of DNA is spread among thousands of hybrids. But the degree, the percentage of your DNA that may be in a certain amount of hybrids often fluctuates between 15 to 17 to 23 or so of being above 15 to 20%.
Thank you so much. When I had a dream the other night with you, I've had multiple dreams with you, but this one I'm wondering if you or your people were in. There was a clear cylinder that you were handing to me, and it had mechanics going on inside it, and I couldn't move my limbs at that time. Was that you or just my higher self? Or
Not us, but you were using us as a way of helping you to relate to that experience.
Okay.
But we will go no further with that.
Okay, one more, I think. The sacred circuitry, I loved those, and you said we would be getting more sacred circuitry.
Yes.
Is that going to come soon?
Soon is relative.
Okay. The energy in storms.
It
what
will
does it
come
mean?
in perfect timing.
Okay. What's the energy in storms? Because I was so frightened when I was little about storms. Freaked me out.
It is your own energy that you are afraid of.
Oh.
That will do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Love you so much.
Remember when I said that's how powerful you are.
Namaste, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I was curious about open contact when that happens. What kind of new jobs will be created and which ones will become obsolete?
New jobs.
New jobs. Different than what we have now.
Obviously, there will be individuals who will function as liaisons in the beginning. There will also be those who can begin to relate to translating information that will be given to you. One of the gifts you will be given is, and I know this sounds a little contradictory based on what we already said, but nevertheless, you will be given information about your entire total history on Earth. It will be a big job to translate all of that and to assimilate all of that into your society. Things like that.
Okay. Sounds important. How much of our true history do we know percentage-wise? And
do you know or do we know?
Do us as a collective here, humans?
About 47%.
Awesome. And then I've been compiling a bunch of information by watching your previous videos about stuff you won't talk about or haven't been able to.
Yes.
One of the questions is about the ancient Indus Valley civilization and the Nagas. Who were they? What kind of purpose did they serve?
Next questioner.
So that's a no?
Doesn't it sound like one?
Yes.
Some things at this particular moment are simply not our job.
Right. And then you say you're always scanning. When you scan me, what do you see?
We see energy patterns. We read the energy patterns as a language. It shows us what it is we need to say and what it is we don't need to say.
And then how close are they at Skinwalker Ranch at discovering what's underneath the mesa?
Extremely.
And then my last question is, the lion energy connects to something, but you wouldn't go into it in a previous video?
Are you saying?
Like the Lyrans and the lion energy that way, like the lion gateway?
Are you saying lion?
Lion, yes.
Still no.
Okay. Doesn't hurt to try, right?
You may try all you wish.
I will. I'll keep trying. Thank you.
All right.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good to talk with you again. I had a long list of questions on my phone.
All right, let's shorten it.
After your monologue, I threw them out. I wanted to have a follow-up question on your monologue.
Yes.
In regards to past lives.
Yes.
I understand that past lives are actually more like concurrent lives.
They are. Everything exists now.
So,
you plug into them energetically to download information and experience from those people. You perceive it as a memory of the past because you are looking at it from a linear perspective.
Okay, so my question would be, we can affect our previous lives in this life?
Yes. But again, they're not your lives. They're other people. That's what we're saying. Everyone exists at the same time. They're not your lives, unless you're talking about yourself from the highest level of an oversoul who may have multiple extensions in multiple time frames. The oversoul can say those are my lives, but you can't.
So like shared souls?
It's like this. You see the hand?
Yes.
The whole hand is the oversoul. The different fingers are life extensions. This finger can say it's from the same oversoul as this finger, but this finger has never been nor ever will be this finger. They are two separate fingers existing at the same time, going back to the same oversoul. So the oversoul can say, the hand can say, both of those fingers are my fingers. But one finger cannot say it ever was another finger. Does that help?
Yes.
All
yes,
right.
I understand. Since I'm here, can I ask you about the ant people?
You can ask.
Okay. So I just read a recent book, and they said there were ant people living in the earth that were helpful to the indigenous
yes, but they're not living in the earth physically. They're in another dimension. Many people on your planet mistake that sometimes when they walk through a portal that happens to be in an underground cave or something, they think they're actually experiencing something that is physically in the earth, when in fact they've crossed into another reality altogether.
Tic Tacs, man-made or extraterrestrial?
Are what? The Tic Tacs?
Yes.
They are hybrid ships.
Okay.
The Yael, primarily. Do you understand the reference?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right.
Can you say anything about life inside of Venus?
Again, it's in another dimension, not in your physical reality.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day. Speak up, speak up.
Thank you. I would like to know, what is the answer to the most meaningful and relevant question I don't know how to ask?
Do you think there is something missing from you?
No, but I just don't know what I don't know.
Neither do we. We don't know what we don't know. But we do know that when we need to know it, nothing will stop us from knowing it. Because everything happens in perfect timing. So all you need to do is follow the formula, and anything you need to know that you don't know now will come to you in perfect timing. Because that's what synchronicity does. It's the organizing principle. Is that a good enough answer?
Not quite what I was looking for.
And what do you think you're looking for?
Well, I don't know.
And again, what do you think is missing from the information you have? Do you understand the formula?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
Then we would suggest that the most important thing right now is to more precisely understand what we're saying, because what we're giving you is literally an instruction manual for how you create your physical reality. It's literally a description of the structure of existence. And when you use it precisely, when you understand it fully, then you will know that you know what you need to know right now and don't need to know anything you don't need to know right now. And that if you do need to know it, you will, in perfect timing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
A few years ago in Baja, Mexico.
Speak up, speak up.
A few years ago in Baja, Mexico, I saw like a 36-foot firebird that is said to be between 15 and 30,000 years old.
Well, time is not really relevant for the idea of those kinds of interdimensional beings. It's sort of connected to the same kind of interdimensional beings that American Indians call kachinas. They live in between dimensions. And so, in a sense, relative to your time frame, it may seem to be very ancient. Relative to itself, it's not necessarily experiencing space and time in the same way. What is it you wish to understand about the representation of the firebird?
How did it get there?
How did it come into your reality? It shifted its frequency.
Okay.
Remember, all realities are here. They're only separated by a difference in frequency of vibration of energy. So when certain beings that are proficient at it can shift their frequency, they can make themselves appear to your senses, or your senses have stretched enough to be able to perceive things that are slightly out of phase with your typical physical reality.
Okay, I'm sorry, this was cut in stone?
Yes.
Does that make a difference?
No.
Okay.
Because the representation is the representation. How did it make you feel?
There was powerful energy there. I was feeling
Yes.
the energy.
And what do you wish to do with that state of being?
That's a good question.
Well, thank you. I sometimes ask them. Do you have a good answer?
No. I don't have a good answer to that yet.
Do you have any idea what your passions in life are?
Yes.
Why the hesitation?
Because it's kind of shifting right now with the new information I've been given.
All right. Can you give us a specific example of something that represents a new passion for you?
I've been told by others that I've been doing some earth work that is not quite known to me, but just by my energy and following specific guidance, I've been doing earth work.
What does earth work mean to you?
Well, that's what I didn't know, and I just learned that somehow it's connected to working with ley lines, connecting sacred sites.
All right, and how do you want to apply that in your physical reality in service to others?
I'm still working on that.
Oh, well, for how long?
Well, I don't know. As long as it takes.
As long as it takes. Does it have to take long?
No.
Could it happen tomorrow?
I suppose it could.
Is that within the threshold of your believability?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
Thank you for your honesty. So, it's up to you to decide how long you will work on it before you feel ready to apply this in service to others, yes?
Well, it feels like I'm already doing that.
How?
On an unconscious level.
Oh, no, no, no. Remember what I said? Action is the language of physical reality. Keeping things on an unconscious level isn't enough. You have to express it in order for it to be meaningful in service to others. So how can you express it in service to others? Physically.
I have been moved around quite a bit following my guidance and feeling like a tuning fork, offering a specific frequency to different areas of the planet.
And how do you do that?
By being there.
Do you gather people around you to absorb that frequency?
It's with the earth itself.
Again, that's one way to provide a frequency in general, But how can you do it more specifically for actual interactions with other people? Can you teach them the earthwork?
If I knew what I was doing, I could do that.
You have just said you go to certain places and do this. Do you not know what you're doing when you do that?
No, I don't.
Then how can you do it?
By being. That's what I'm hearing, just by being.
So you know what you're doing when you're being. Yes? You know how to just do it by being, yes?
Yes.
So you know what you're doing.
Okay, yeah.
Can you teach that to other people?
Yes.
When will you start that?
Well, now seems like a good time.
Especially since it's the only time there is. Does this help you?
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You humans are so evasive. Don't be afraid to express. Don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid to be of service. Not everyone will want what it is you have to give, but there are those who are waiting to receive your gift. Do not deprive them and make them wait. That's not a nice thing to do.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Good day. I'm very nervous.
Oh.
Can you tell me a joke?
The human species.
Fair enough.
That's quite a big joke.
Okay. Right. My question is, I lost my mother this year.
You lost her? How
Well,
clumsy of you.
She's transitioned to the other side, so I can't see her.
Well, you haven't lost her. You know where she is.
Yeah, I just can't see her.
It's very important that we actually discuss the difference in the way you express that.
Okay.
Because that's the reason why so many of you experience grief when you could be experiencing connection. You think of people transitioning back into spirit as a loss.
Okay.
Instead of a gain, instead of an extension, instead of an expansion of your family, instead of them luring you into more connection, stretching you to be able to pick them up in spirit, which is one of the reasons why they leave when they leave. To get you to start focusing yourself on your own spirituality, the fact that you are there with them, and by understanding that that connection never goes away, still part of your family, still engaged with you, the idea then is that if you stop experiencing that as a loss, many times when people on your planet, I understand in the beginning it may be a little shocking, you may be unfamiliar with it, you may be disoriented, and you experience the idea of grief. We get that, and that's fine. But later, if you haven't allowed yourself to stretch and allow yourself to connect to them in spirit in the way that they're inviting you to do so, to know that they're always with you when you need them, then anytime they try to make a connection with you, you may suddenly start to think of them and feel grief again. The grief that all of you often feel is them attempting to get a message to you to say, I'm okay, but because you're experiencing my connection as a loss, you feel it as grief instead of as joy. So because you're funneling that energy through a negative belief system that says you've lost them, when in fact just the opposite is the case.
Okay.
Does this help you?
It does. Yeah.
All
But my
right.
question is, because I was trying to help her, on the last days.
Yes.
And
it's much appreciated by them.
Yeah, and she, even so, she was Christian, and she was really...
Not anymore.
Good to know.
Now, I'm not saying that every single belief she had has disappeared.
Yeah.
But they've been rearranged a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I always told her that, but yeah, there you go. She knows now.
Remember, the being you called Christ's message was, you are all Christ's.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of follow me is be like me,
mm-hmm.
because you contain everything I'm showing you.
Yeah.
That's what she understands now.
Okay, good. So she felt really disconnected. One thing that she keeps saying to me, that she was really scared. So I tried to get, of course, the Bible. That was what she believed, and I tried to help.
Yes,
so
that's fine.
I looked to the last minutes of Jesus, Yeshua here. And then he said, God, God, why have you forsaken me? And I was just, oh God, this is not going to help. So those people feel a disconnection with God when they are transition. Because if Jesus felt it, I'm screwed.
You're misunderstanding why it was said.
Okay.
Remember that at that time, in that state of being, he was expressing the human condition.
Okay.
Because humanity believes that God has forsaken them.
Okay.
He was reflecting what humanity does to create itself to suffer.
Okay.
So he was trying to tell you that that's what you're saying, and that's not what you need to say. And the proof that that's not what you need to say is when he resurrected.
Okay.
Because you haven't been forsaken, because you are eternal and you are infinite. And that's the whole demonstration. So he went through a period of reflecting humanity's fear-based beliefs. Oh, we are forsaken.
Mm-hmm.
But then the idea of resurrecting is, oh, I guess we're not after all.
Okay.
We are eternal. We are uplifted.
Mm-hmm.
We are ascended.
Okay.
Does that help?
It does.
You have to understand the context in which things have happened, in which things were said.
Okay.
Because he was expressing the suffering of humanity that humanity heaps upon itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Okay.
But that's not what he was experiencing as a greater being.
Yep. That helps.
All right.
And just another question. I keep having lots of dreams with like San Francis of Assisi, and I see lots of synchronicity with him. Can you tell me a little bit about this connection?
Go into nature and commune with the animals. They have a lot to teach you.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. And is there any places in Brazil, like we have here in Sedona with the vortex?
There are many vortices around your planet. We'll leave it up to you to attract yourself to what works.
Okay. Lovely.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a nice trip.
Thank you. Love you.
But we would suggest something near the Orinoco.
Hi, Bashar.
And you, good day.
I'm very excited to be here.
As are we.
Thank you for this co-creation.
Speak up.
Thank you for this co-creation. When I went to enter my name in for the raffle, the moment I hit submit, I knew I would be selected. Was that
How psychic of you.
Was that a remembrance of a timeline?
In a sense, you would set it up.
I had set it up for myself?
No, you set it up for someone else.
But given that there are many realities, that I choose this one in that moment.
Are you here and now?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you communicating with us?
Yes, I am.
Then you set it up.
Okay.
Is that hard to believe?
No, not at all.
Oh, all right.
Bashar, may I have a frequency reading before and one right after we speak? I'd love to know if there was any change.
Anytime you ask for a frequency reading, it will go down because you're trying to freeze it.
Oh, okay.
And then slowly it will go back up. Are you sure you want to know?
Yes, I still want to know.
All right. Before you asked the question, it was about 146,000 cycles per second. When you asked the question, it went down to 137,000 cycles per second. It's slowly climbing back up.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Bashar, I'd like to ask some questions today regarding the work that I'm doing with people.
Which is what?
It's healing work, but that's what I wanted to ask you because it's so different with every person. I'm having
Of course it is. You do understand that no healer actually heals anyone directly, yes?
Yes, yes.
Well, then why wouldn't it be different with every person? Because they're the ones that have to determine whether or not to match the frequency you're suggesting to them that would heal them.
Yes, I understand the process. Where it's difficult for me is to market myself because I don't know what to call it.
Call it healing.
So if I want to tell somebody...
Oh, all right. One moment. Let's call it the healing lottery. Maybe you'll get healed, maybe you won't. Let's see what you set up for yourself in coming into my vibration. I will give you the vibration as best as I can. What you do with it is completely up to you. I give it over to your free will. That's how much I am serving you unconditionally. You get to decide what to do with my healing energy. What could be fairer than that?
That's very good marketing. Thank you. So going back to the work.
Oh, you thought I was kidding?
No, I know you better than that.
Oh, all right. At least you've learned something.
When I bring a deceased person in for somebody that is having a session with me, I always find it interesting that those who want that experience all of a sudden can sense that person. So is it because I am literally bringing them into the space, or is it their belief in what I'm saying to them that allows them?
It could be any number of things. Again, everyone is different. They don't always come to you for the reasons they're telling you about.
True.
So you kind of just have to let it ride. Remember what I said. What they get out of it is none of your business because you don't know their path. You have given them, in a sense, what they asked for, whether they know it or not. It's up to them to determine what it is they wish to get out of that. Some people may come to you saying, yes, I want this, but they may actually have beliefs that make them afraid to actually get it. Or they may be having definitions that confuse them about certain things. Sometimes when people function that way, they may understand what you said at a later time, when it clicks and it makes sense.
Yes, that's happened
You have to let it be what it is, otherwise you're not really being of service to them.
Right, which is why you never know what you're going to get in a session with me.
Exactly, and isn't that more exciting?
It is for me. They just don't know what they're coming in for.
All right, well, you don't want the healing to be boring.
No, it's definitely not. And so when
Welcome to the unexpected.
So when I'm moving energy through their body, is that a...
Do you mean through yours? Through your body?
Through my body to them.
To them, but they have to move their own energy by matching your frequency, yes?
Right, and let's say they do.
All right, let's say they do.
Okay, am I actually losing energy?
No. How can you possibly lose energy? They're just matching your frequency with their energy. If you feel like you're losing energy, you're the one doing that to your own energy by filtering it through some kind of negative belief system you have.
But if I see, let's say, 5 people in a row, I feel, maybe not drained is not the right word, spacey, I want to say.
All right. Maybe you're just not acclimating to the energy. Maybe you're not allowing yourself to believe that you can handle that energy. It's all right for you to set limits for yourself. You can do that based on your belief system about what you think you can handle. But if you really believe you can't handle more than a certain amount, then I would suggest you don't until you know you can.
I'd like to. I've heard some people say that there's a grid you can connect to recharge. Is that accurate?
Go to sleep. Take a break.
So that happens. I have moments where I instantly fall asleep.
There you go. You're automatically doing what you need to do to recharge yourself.
So there is no grid, like using your imagination to connect to some sort of grid?
Meditation can often do it if you believe that it can.
Okay, but there's no...
What permission slip do you want?
Okay, got it.
Remember, all tools, all techniques, all objects are permission slips that align with your belief system to allow you to give yourself permission to do what you want to do. But you're the one doing it. You get to decide whether it's a nap, whether it's meditation, whether it's drinking some coffee. It's up to you.
Okay, so just choose a method. And
Yes.
the pulling and pushing that I receive in my solar plexus, is that...
That's the chakra of intention. Okay. So you may just want to balance that out in terms of what it is you believe you're doing so that it will flow more easily in a more balanced way.
So if I'm doing work, I usually find that it's a pulling sensation.
All right, well that may simply be an indication of the flow of energy.
Flow of energy. If I'm meditating or channeling or speaking to guides, it's
a
pushing.
flow of energy coming into you.
Okay, all right, thank you. And
but you knew that already.
Somewhat, yes. Thank you for the confirmation.
All right.
Appreciate it. The practice of Ho'oponopono, are we...
I beg your pardon, I beg your pardon, I beg your pardon. Remember, if it's not in the channel's vocabulary, it doesn't translate to us because we're not speaking English.
You said it right. I beg your pardon. It is a forgiveness practice. And so you're supposed to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you.
Do you understand what forgiveness actually is?
Please elaborate.
The original meaning of forgiveness is to be willing to let go of revenge, to be willing to let go of needing to punish. It's detaching from anchoring yourself to a negative vibration.
So that was my question. Do you even need to do this?
To forgive?
Well, this practice, because if you have, let's say, karma with somebody from another life.
What is karma? What's the original meaning of the word karma?
Karma, from what I understand, is a rebalancing act, essentially.
The original meaning of karma in your language is action. Taking action to rebalance yourself, which erases the karma. Because you recognize you're out of balance, you take whatever steps you need to rebalance yourself, your karma is gone. Because you've taken the action. You've taken the karma to rebalance yourself.
But if this is directed at someone, so you are doing this towards somebody, do you not resolve that in the non-physical with them anyway before you come back into another physical life? Do you need to do it again when you come back into this life?
If you choose to. If you don't necessarily complete what you wanted to complete in that physical life, you can choose to go through an experience that's similar in order to gain practice in doing what it is you didn't do the last time, again, linearly speaking. But that's up to you. If you think it's important for your soul's experience, you can do that. But again, remember, reincarnation is an experience you can have,
right?
But all lives are going on simultaneously. So it's a matter of you simply focusing into, oh, well, I would have liked to have done this. I think I would like to still do this. So I'm going to focus on this now that simultaneously exists with that. And therefore you'll have that experience that you call reincarnation. But it's just an experience. It's not mechanically what's happening. Okay. You're just shifting your focus from one experience to another that allows you to accomplish what you said you wanted to accomplish. This is why in certain experiences that you call near-death experiences, people are often by guides sent back. It's not your time. What they mean is you haven't done what you agreed to do in your own agreement.
Right.
So we're helping you complete that. Now, you can sometimes stay in the spirit world and you can accomplish this in another way, but sometimes the spirit guides, all they're doing is helping you actually keep your agreement to yourself so that you can accomplish what you said you wanted to accomplish.
Thank you.
You're
One last
welcome.
question. It was around February when I channeled an entity who I believe is a star being, very tall, female energy, translucent blue is how I would describe it. And when the connection happens, I get a smile on my face and I can always see us touching. Did I understand the name right? The way I heard it was Naina.
Naina.
Yes.
Naina.
Who is this?
It is what has been referred to as one of the, well, even though you're saying it's a female, it's been referred to on your planet as one of the blue men. This is an interdimensional species that often connects to humans to aid them and assist them in their ability to grow, in their ability to stretch, in their ability to open up to new energies, and often will rescue people in dire circumstances and take them away from Earth. This happens a lot in warfare.
Oh, I wasn't in warfare, but I was having a challenge.
Yes.
When they came through, and I just heard them audibly, which isn't usually how I channel. I usually get into the channeling state, but I was just driving, and they came to me.
Yes, as they often will when they recognize that there is somebody struggling.
And so when I go to connect, there's this very intense pulling, and then I have to cough at the end before I can connect. Do I just need more practice in connecting with them?
Yes.
Okay. All right, would you say thank you for me?
You just said thank you.
Thank you so much, Bashar. I appreciate you.
You are so welcome.
Hi, Bashar.
Good day, good day.
I will ask her questions to Bashar instead.
Two questions?
What?
Ask?
Yeah, ask you about her questions instead.
Yes?
Yeah. Where is Santa Claus?
In your heart.
Okay. Thank you. Next question. How was Bashar born?
I was born in a small birthing village that is temporary on our planet. Through the energy fields of my parents, my body formed in between those two energy fields when they intersected, and I took on the form that I have now. Do you understand the answer?
Yeah. Okay. Next question. 2 days ago, a friend of mine took a photo of the moon in Los Angeles, and there was a triangle UFO. Is that you?
No.
What was your message at that time?
It is not me, but it may be another member of my species. I'm not the only one that has a triangular UFO.
Wow. Oh, I see.
My ship is still exactly above us now in Sedona.
Mm-hmm. Bell Rock? Bell Rock? Is that Bell Rock?
Bell Rock, above Bell Rock. How far?
Yeah.
At this particular moment, 1,000 feet.
Oh. Cross.
900 feet.
Wow. Great.
800 feet.
I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, back to 900. You just scared me. $700 feet.
Oh.
Where it will remain for a while.
Wow. After that, I will meet you.
Maybe someday. But you are, in a sense, meeting us right now.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aveo.
Bashar.
Good day.
I almost didn't come. But
Neither did I.
I gotta say that. I said I would only come if I speak one master to the next. And here we are.
All right.
I've had an amazing life. I'm still living it great to the fullest. Done many things. And I want to ask your input on the excitement. I've had many excitements and I've accomplished many things.
Yes.
And I believe since I was like 5, 6, I've been just running hard from helping family, you know, creating my own businesses and stuff like that since a young age. And so I've been accomplishing all these things since I was a young kid.
Yes.
And I've reached the point where probably like 5 years ago, I had the spiritual awakening, and things I've really dove deep into all this knowledge. And now that I have a lot more understanding, I have contact with you now. And nothing really excites me the way I used to.
That's all right. You can change your excitement.
Okay. Like, obviously, there's things out there that I am still pursuing that are in my realm that I find exciting. Yes. But it's not like it used to be. Like when I had this vigor, like I didn't care, like I knew that was it, I would do it. Now I have a lot of options and I go towards them, but they're not as exciting, and I'm okay with that.
What is exciting for you now? You must have some idea of what's more exciting for you now.
Well, that was my question. That's my question to you, because I'm okay with how I feel. I'm okay with the stage I'm in. I'm okay with.
That's not what it sounds like. If you could do anything, if there were nothing holding you back, what would you be doing?
I mean, wildly, I would make some music, some entertainment.
But what prevents you from doing that? Would that be exciting?
Yeah, it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting. It's just that, like, that's such a, like, I guess the belief is not there because it's something that I've never really explored. As a kid, I did a little bit.
So what? What has that got to do with anything that you could do now if you're really excited about it? Why wouldn't you explore it now? If you say that's representative of a higher level of excitement, why wouldn't you explore it? What's holding you back? What assumptions, what definitions, what beliefs are holding you back?
I guess my mind has been developed as far as like beliefs in like business, you know, not in that creative realm. It's always just been like transactional.
Business is creative.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. But it's a different category. But all
We
in all,
understand. But are you excited about doing music? Yes.
I haven't taken the plunge to do it due to the fact that I'm like, I have a few excitements, but nothing seems that exciting. But if anything did, like, that would probably be an option. Like, okay, that would be more exciting. That would be more.
Well, that's a nice way to beat around the bush. If anything did, I guess that would.
Yeah, why not?
Then that's another way of saying that excites you. What's holding you back?
Well, obviously, it's you. I mean, everything is you. Everything is, I'm holding myself back, obviously.
But how? What's preventing you from actually taking action in that direction of making music? What assumptions are you making that makes you stop before you start?
That I'm so trained in like, you know, I've done accounting and stuff like that and real estate and stuff like that.
Can you not be trained in music?
Yeah, I can. Obviously, I can. Yeah. It's just, I'm telling you, it's just that I'm so freaking ingrained in a certain direction that it's hard for me to break away.
That's a belief.
And exactly.
So why do you buy into that it's hard to break away from that? Is it because you're afraid to move forward in that because you think you'll fail?
That's always a possibility, but I...
No. Yes, it may always be a possibility, but what you believe is that it's a probability.
Yeah, since it's an unfamiliar territory, yes, and it's way out of...
All right, it's unfamiliar territory, but you know, the only thing you ever discover in the unknown is more of yourself.
And I like that you're saying that because I've always been that individual who just takes direction, who cares.
Well, if you've always been that individual, then continue to be that individual. Just because you are changing the modality doesn't mean you can't keep going.
Yeah, you're right. I like that.
If it makes it any easier to your brain, you can say you're now going into the music business.
I like that. I like that.
What can you do to start moving in the direction of your excitement?
Well, my mind already has some plans that I just don't take action on because of the...
Oh, you already have plans, do you?
Yeah, I mean, it's
like what? Do share.
Like, I mean, there's courses out there from great artists that, you know, they share on how to get started and how they get started, and, you know, you could get motivation from there. And then
that is something you're moving forward on?
No, I have not. No.
Is that something you are willing to move forward on? Even to any degree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me put it to you this way.
Yeah.
Remember this we have said. If you do not believe that your excitement can support you, then by all means honor your belief system and keep doing what you believe you need to support you. However, if you're going to do that, at the very least, because we can see and feel that you're chomping at the bit, at the very least, give yourself the opportunity to take whatever actions you are comfortable taking in the direction of your excitement, so that your excitement can prove to you that it can actually support you. So at least be willing to take some action in the direction of your excitement to give it a chance to show you that you can keep going in that direction, but at a pace that you're comfortable with. And one day, maybe you'll reach that point sooner or later where you go, you know what? I now understand that my excitement in this direction, this new thing, can support me, and I can now let go of the things that I'm not really that excited about, but I did it at my own pace that's comfortable for me. That's up to you.
Right.
So you can do it as quickly or slowly as you wish. Just understand that when you decide to move in that direction, it will be supportive in the same way anything has been supportive. Because the universe doesn't make a differentiation between those things. Only you do. You have to decide, well, what's so different about going into music? Okay, it's unfamiliar, but so what? When I started my business, that was unfamiliar too.
Yeah.
So this is a different unfamiliar. So what? You can do it. If you really are excited about it, you can do it. Have fun with it. Don't put any pressure on yourself. Take it at whatever pace you're comfortable with. But do it in whatever way you can, so you can prove to yourself that you can still be excited about life and excited about doing certain things that you say you would like to be excited about, but are not allowing yourself to be excited about because you're getting in your own way with all of these reasons why you can't move forward. That's up to you. You're the one calling the shots. Yes?
Yeah, thank you.
Does this help?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a lot of self-inquiry that I've done, which leads me to my next question. I know you mentioned everybody has an original energy frequency on them of what direction or what inspires them.
Yes.
But it's only like our beliefs or our thinking that kind of blocks us from it.
Yes.
Is there any methods other than self-inquiry and time? I mean, because it's all permission slip, and with time, the knowledge.
Do you understand that you get to decide these things? That you get to choose whatever methods you wish, whatever permission slips work for you?
I'm aware of that, yeah.
Are you?
Well, you're telling me yes.
Can you be aware enough of it that you actually exhibit it in your actions?
Well, isn't the saying the things that you're doing already are the things that actually inspire you, that no one has to tell you what to do?
Yeah, but if you are not excited about them anymore, then that might be an indication that there are other things you could be doing. Unless you're the one dampening the excitement in those things. But if you're not, if the excitement is actually waning naturally, that's your first indication that something else now may need to be on your path.
And I think that's exactly where I'm at. I mean, earlier I heard
it is
one of your videos saying that I need to just allow things to leave so other new things can come back, and that's where I'm at right now.
Yes, well, don't hesitate then.
Okay.
Do what you can in the direction of what you say might be something very exciting for you, and see where it leads you.
Will do.
It's up to you.
Oh, I will.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Thank you very, 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 very much for the timelessness of your message and the integrity of your intellect.
You are very, 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 very welcome.
Your processing speed dazzles me, and your efficient eloquence inspires me beyond words. Thank you for being so consistently generous with us all.
Generosity is simply being of service.
Thank you. Who are the beings we clearly and consistently see when we're on dimethyltryptamine in any of its flavors?
You are interacting with a level of the beings you understand as the grays, but it's another level of them. It's not the physical level exactly that you're familiar with. It's another level of them. It's more of an astral level of them. Does that make sense?
Yes, and this interaction calls for a dialogue, anything we should bring to it, learn from it, or just witness it?
Well, you can ask your questions and see what information they're willing to share.
Okay. So I've come all the way from Lebanon, and there's a tool you have shared that uses the Phoenician alphabet. It's a 3x3 grid, and then stacked spheres that we should look at for 30 days consecutively. I'm just curious as to the utility of this tool and if there's any further research we can do about it.
Well, we give you these kinds of exercises as permission slips that will be something that some people will identify with and other people won't. But it's up to your imagination to alter it in whatever way works for you. That's what we've always said. We're giving you a basic foundational permission slip, but the way your imagination decides to work with it and alter it is exactly the point of the way you need to go with it.
Okay. With or without a scan or a frequency reading, what particular guidance or insight do you have for me beyond the excitement formula on next steps towards materializing and monetizing my poetry?
It is always fascinating to us that we tell you that the formula is complete and that it contains everything you need, and yet many people ask, well, what else can we have beyond the formula that is complete and brings everything relevant to you in perfect timing? There must be something beyond this absolutely complete and self-contained, self-expanding, self-guiding formula. There must be something beyond. No! We're giving you the complete formula. We're leaving nothing out. There is nothing else except what your imagination decides to add in the formula, in the use of the formula, that would be specific to the way in which you apply it. That's it.
Okay.
We are attempting to demonstrate that you don't have to overthink, that it can be that simple, that you don't have to overcomplicate it. That's the instruction manual. There are no more instructions. There's a deeper understanding of the instructions, a deeper understanding of all of the automatic tools that happen when you start using it, that unfold automatically for you, but there are no more instructions. That's the complete kit. When we say it's a complete kit, we mean it.
Okay, so the kit applies to all, and then...
Yes.
Yes. And
no,
then,
we left you out.
No. No, but I meant to ask, since I'm here, and if there's a particular guidance based on your frequency scan or reading or so, which is particular to this person here and now. That's all I'm asking, in case.
Yes, as I said, you will use your own synchronicity and your own imagination to use the formula in the way that works for you, but you have to have a precise understanding of why it works in order to embellish it with your way of using it, your permission slips, what you add to it in terms of the style in which you use it, but you're still using the same basic structure of the formula, if you understand it.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
You said earlier, don't be afraid to share your gift. I just have a poem to share with everyone, if I may.
Yes.
Together we grow. Sometimes aside, more times apart, circling the world, thinking that life follows or waits until it hits us like skies resound when stars collide. That the only way to move on is in, to break out is up, to love all is by seeing each in you. To find you again is to look within, not there, but here, not then, but now. For who am I but the you in me? What do I know but all you hummed into his ears or hers or life's to keep me from a he or she or life's craving itself? Love is indeed, love is in the deed, love is indeed the only air I've seen increase the more you breathe. Balance is balanced for all and each until your lips let go, drawing in less than winds you blow. Full circle I've come to lay it all at the grace of your feet. Who would have known that returning was the only way there, that circles are round but ends don't meet until they start from here. Thank you.
If you live life that way, you will be living the formula. For life is poetry.
Good day.
And to you, good day.
And good day to everybody. And thank you very much for sharing your knowledge with us.
It is our passion and our pleasure.
And here I have 7 questions prepared. 3, there are healing-related questions, which is personal. And 4, there are curiosity questions.
We will see how far you get.
Sure. Okay, the first question, it's a 3-part question. Try to get as much in as possible. Okay, well, since 2019, I come to possess traditional Chinese medicine healing abilities without having gone through long learning process. I've been conducting free of charge healing sessions for patients since. I'm healing patients who have extremely challenging health issues, such as late-stage cancer or complete paralysis or Parkinson's disease, etc.
You understand they're healing themselves, yes?
I'm sorry, they're healing themselves, you said?
Yes. Did you hear us earlier when we said that no healer heals anyone directly? You give off a frequency, you create an atmosphere that has a certain vibration. The person, if they decide to match the frequency you're giving off, will heal themselves. You never heal anyone directly.
Okay, so this question you probably already answered. So I'm wondering, how can I be more effective in speeding up their recovery? So does that mean they have to come to match my frequency?
Yes. That's how it works.
But how do I make them understand that?
You can't make them understand that. You can explain that's the way it works if you wish to, but you can't make them understand that. They come to you with certain ideas about what they want from you. Some people will go to a healer to prove they can't be healed. And therefore you've given them what they asked for. So remember, this is the most important thing. You can only provide the vibrational state. You can even share the idea with them that we just told you of how it works.
Right.
What they decide to do with what you're giving them is none of your business, because you don't know what their path really is. They may need to go through certain experiences where they cannot heal themselves, but they may ultimately use your information somewhere else in their life. You don't know. All you can do is provide them the opportunity, the option. And you can even let them know this is how it works. Some people will reject that because then it's saying, oh, it's my responsibility. I thought you were supposed to heal me. But you'll understand that that's where they're coming from then. You'll understand what their belief system is all about. But you can say no one heals anyone else. Everyone heals themselves. But I will give you the vibration that you can use to heal yourself. That's what I'm doing here.
Okay.
But that's all you can do.
Okay. Then the third part of this question is, what does it mean for me to having to get involved with them?
To get
involved with them. What does it mean for me?
Well, it's whatever you get out of understanding what they have come to you for. Because again, you're just being of service. If that's your passion and that's your joy, to provide them with an option, an opportunity to choose something that would work to their benefit, that's what you're getting out of it. You're being of service.
Okay, so basically I just do whatever I can. That's it.
You do whatever you can to help. You do the vibration that gives them the best opportunity to help themselves. That's all you can do. That's all anyone can do. That's all we can do. We can only share this information with you. We're not insisting that you must buy into it.
Okay.
We know it'll work for you if you do, because it works for us, it works for everyone. But you don't have to do it that way, because we're not here to tell you what your path is. We're here to suggest to you what your path can be if you choose to apply the information we're giving you, but we're not living your life. We have our own life to live, thank you very much.
Yes.
We don't need yours.
Yes.
We're not responsible for you. We're only responsible to you, to be ourselves. Okay. You can't be responsible for anyone. You can only be responsible to them, to be yourself, and let them decide what they're going to get out of that.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome.
And the second question is, if I'm the only person in my reality.
Oh, here's that question.
Yes, then these patients are part of my reflections. Then who is it that I'm conducting healing for?
You are conducting the healing for the simulation that you are creating of a real being, just as they're creating a simulation of you that makes sense in their reality. So they have to allow their simulation to make sense of what you're giving them so they can adapt it for the real person, the real being that's there. So you're interacting. It's much the same as what you experience when you talk to someone over your internet or over your telephone. You're not interacting with the real voice, with the real person. You're seeing a simulation, an electronic picture of them, and a replication of their voice. You know there's a real being there, but you're having an interface that is a simulation of them. It doesn't mean the interaction isn't real, but you're going through a simulation to do so because physical reality isn't real. It's your simulation.
Okay, so in other words, I am healing some form of spirit or counterpart of mine.
You are dealing with a real being who is making a decision as to what to adopt of what it is you're sharing with them. But in terms of the actual physical reality, you're dealing with a simulational representation of them that makes sense in your reality.
Okay, got it.
The people that you don't do that with are invisible to you. You will actually never see them.
Got it. Okay. The third question is, sometimes when I conduct healing with patients, it feels more of responsibility than my highest excitement before the session starts. Once I started the session, I'm highly focused and in the zone, but would feel totally drained after the sessions. How do I reconcile this conflicting feeling between my sense of responsibilities and my highest excitement so I don't get drained?
Well, again, you're the one that's lowering your vibration, believing that you have to be drained by this. If you are not actually doing anything to heal them, you're only representing the vibration that is you, that represents the healed state. What would be draining about that?
Okay.
You have a definition that is causing the feeling of draining because you think you actually have to heal them, which you're not healing them. They're healing themselves. So what are you expending? What energy are you giving up?
Okay, so in other words, I'm not basically right now the drain is coming from I feel I'm carrying them.
Yes.
Actually, I should let them carry them themselves.
That's all that anyone can do.
Okay.
And again, as I said, you're not responsible for them. You're responsible to them to be yourself. That's all you're doing, just being yourself.
Understand.
Does that help?
Yes, it does. May I ask the other questions?
Well, that was a question. Did you just use it up?
Okay, I have 4 more questions.
Yes.
Okay, that's a curiosity questions. The first one is, what is considered new technologies on Asasani?
Asasani?
Asasani.
New technologies?
Yes.
New technologies would be the idea of using what we have learned from a civilization called the Thuk, which originally had the ability so that when you are interacting with them face to face, you know it, but when you turn away, you completely forget the interaction and who they were. We are now using that as a type of vibrational technology to also learn how to penetrate into other dimensions that we heretofore didn't know about because they were hidden by a certain vibration from us. So now that we have learned to see the Thuk and remember them even when we leave the conversation, we can use that as a vibrational technology to start investigating other dimensions we didn't know were there.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yes.
Second question is, as you're sharing your knowledge to help us humans evolve, do you get similar kind of help that's to get Asasonians evolve?
Yes. One of our great mentors is the non-physical civilization associated with the star system of Sirius.
Sirius.
They will present us with many challenges that we are happy to undertake to evolve us and grow.
Okay, what do you mean by they give you many challenges?
All right. One of the things we have recently talked about is the idea of exploring what you may call an inside-out universe. You have in what you perceive your universe to be planets in empty space, relatively speaking.
Okay.
The inside-out universe was presented to us by the non-physical Sirius beings as a place to start exploring. The inside-out universe is more like a place filled with a kind of gravitational fluid in which there are hollow bubbles on which beings live on the inside surface of these bubbles.
Okay.
That's their planets.
Okay.
So we have begun exploring all the things that have to do with this to understand how they are creating this particular experience of a reality. And this was presented to us as a challenge by the connection of the non-physical serious consciousness.
Understand. Okay, third question. Which countries or regions on Earth have received more influence or help historically and at present from ET races?
They're all equal.
They're all equal.
Yes.
Okay, good to know. Fourth one, last one. Is our heartbeat represents higher level of frequency than our current dimensional frequency?
The heart beats and gives off an electromagnetic pulse at the speed of light. You are all immersed in each other's heartbeats.
Okay.
And therefore, it is more representative of a collective agreement, and thus a higher vibration in a sense than any individual.
Okay.
But you can tap into it.
Okay. So is it higher than right now what the general frequency that is vibrating?
It depends on the intention of the collective. Right now, all of your heartbeats are operating at an extremely high level that you can tap into. It is well above 200,000 cycles per second.
Oh, nice. What will be the...
How many questions are you going to continue to ask?
Last one. Promise, last one. What is the highest, or what is the ideal frequency that is going to be raising all of us into a next dimension?
The highest frequency you can have in physical reality is 333,000 cycles per second. Then you become spirit.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's it. Thank you so very much,
Thank you.
Bashar.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I am excited to be here.
As are we.
I didn't know that I was chosen till I got here, so.
Oh, all right.
What a surprise. I felt like I won the golden ticket.
All right.
Okay, so I have a few questions that I came up with. So I live in Sedona and I go to Bell Rock frequently. How can I see you, or how can I see
You
your...
cannot see me yet.
Okay.
We are in a frequency, again, as a barometer for when people are in a vibration that is closer to the idea of open contact. We use that as a measure. When you will be able to see us, you will be closer to contact, and we take that as an observation. So you can't see us quite yet.
Is that personal or is that a collective thing?
It can be both.
Both, okay. Okay, I'm going to go in order. So I...
Oh, in order. All right.
Makes sense to me.
Yes.
Okay, so I've had some teeth issues.
I cannot discuss health issues.
Huh?
We do not discuss health issues.
You don't do health?
We do not discuss health issues physically, no.
Is there any way that, okay, can I shift my teeth?
You can, but we cannot discuss health issues.
Okay, so I guess we'll move on.
Your society does not allow it.
Okay, fair enough. So I work with autistic children.
All right, how exciting.
It is. And I also know that my oversoul also had parallel realities in nonverbal experiences similar.
All right.
I've always seen that they have, spiritual gifts,
yes.
multidimensional gifts.
Yes.
I'm at a space right now where I'm regrouping, and I'm looking for some insights on how I can move forward. Is there anything you can share with me?
You are looking for what?
Insights.
Insights, all right. The idea is that a collection of autistic children can demonstrate multiple parallel reality experiences. You can begin to look at them as some of the parallel reality experiences that do exist in other dimensions and other realities. And when you bring them all together and look at what each of them has to give, what each of them is doing, you could understand the larger collective of an oversoul's experience in multiple parallel realities. Often, a group of autistic children will actually represent different extensions from the same oversoul.
Okay. What is the highest purpose of autism?
To teach you that you are connecting to multiple parallel dimensions of reality and have different capabilities if you would only allow them to blossom.
Okay.
It is also a form of learning communication in a different way.
I get that. Moving on to the new children. I know that they're a higher frequency, they're coming in a higher frequency.
Yes.
What can we not see? What can most of us not see about these new children?
As we have said, they're not just a new generation, they are a new species. Their DNA is far more active than the generations before them. They will not forget who they are as a spirit.
How can we support them?
By teaching them in ways that allow their true selves to shine forth, by giving them, with your creativity and imagination, exercises that allow them to understand the consequences of the choices they make in physical reality in a safe way before they actually exercise them out in public, by allowing them to adapt their excitement to the lesson rather than adapting the lesson to their excitement in the sense of suppressing their excitement to learn things. Allow their excitement to teach them the lessons that you believe they need to learn, by adapting your creative and imaginative ways of teaching them lessons that mine their excitement rather than suppressing it. Also by teaching them that they are as powerful as they need to be to attract what they need in life without having to harm themselves or anyone else in order to attract that, and teach them the formula.
All righty then. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Bashar.
Does that sound like too big of a job?
Thank you.
Does that sound like too big of a job?
That's a pretty big job, yes. If that's what you said.
We trust that you have the capacity in your creativity and imagination to do so.
Thank you so much. I received that. Thank you, Bashar.
All you have to do is become just a little bit more autistic. We thank you all very deeply, with deep appreciation, for the co-creation of this interaction. Our unconditional love and support to you all, and our unconditional encouragement to be your true self. It will make all the difference in your world. Aveo. Good day.
All you will ever discover